Whoa, on a Wednesday night. Wet Wednesday. A wet Wednesday night, man. The weather got you feeling a certain kind of way. We know the seasons are shifting. It is Wisconsin in November. And this is Outlaw Radio. Welcome to Outlaw Radio. This is what we do on Mondays and Wednesdays from 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until whenever the conversation's over. Right? And so what do we do? What do we talk about on Outlaw Radio? Well, you tell me. If there's something going on that's important to black people, it's usually a topic of the show. If there's something that people want information about, there's somebody usually on here that will be able to provide that information. So that's just the gist of the show. Dion in the chat room. He said, I'm in this motherfucker. Okay, my nigga got the collar unbuttoned. Say, man, Dion, you in this thing with my with my collars. It's kind of becoming personal. What's going on? Real, what it do, man? How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. Shit, it's Wednesday, meaning that tomorrow is only half day for me on them phones. So I'm always looking forward to Wednesday night.
Yeah, man, it's hump day. I like Wednesday make you feel a little bit better because Monday's such a drag. Tuesday seems to be more of the bullshit. And then Wednesday's like, oh, this week almost over. Right? I'm gonna be off in a couple days. So it's truly hump day. So it does have, I know I'm happy on a Wednesday, like whew, this week almost over. It's like I said, Outlaw Radio. The name of the show tonight is CATCH22. Talk about why I decided to call it that. Witch Doctor, is your modem warmed up? How you doing, man? You too near me not to hear me. What's good with you?
Well, hey, man, I just got here, so it still may need a couple minutes, but it looked good from here. It looked good.
Well, anytime you answer me within 0.5 seconds, I know you don't have a delay. If you sit there for a minute, like, I'm like, oh, shit, you on delay. Right? On delay. Mexican. That's Mexican, right? On delay. Come on, you like race jokes. How you doing tonight, man?
You know I do.
What's good with you, man?
Hey, man, life. You just cooling.
Yeah, man. I want to shout out Eddie Silas. I want to shout out Eddie Silas and I want to shout out Eagle Eye Shaw. But Eddie Silas got Prolific Arms now, his own joint on the South Side. And I hadn't spoken with Ed in a minute, so I was like, I don't know what's up. But then he hit me up. I'm telling y'all be on the lookout for Trigger Happy TV. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Shout out to him though. Spot look beautiful. He told me I got to come down. So Prolific Arms on South 60th, I believe. So I'm definitely gonna go check out the brother, man. Y'all I always love to see black people get ahead, man. Anytime we can get our own and get a foot in the door, I'm ready. Paris says, good evening, Outlaws. He says it's Shay and Kruma, Mile High Income and Migrant Flooded City. Over at Frontline Black News with Shabaka's Black Experienced Enhanced. Dion says, tell Bull, I got 500 megahertz for $70. Shabaka, there you go. Okay. So check this out. Like I said, it's CATCH22. We're trying to do this coat drive. If you listening to the show, like really, we are trying to do a coat drive. The information is in the People's News Network. You can drop off donations at House of Vitality at the Sherman Phoenix. I got to get Courtney because I don't know the name of her. I know the Black Chamber of Commerce is involved in as well. So we really want to be able to just do something to provide some coats for kids. So we got to push that up more, y'all. We got to all share that flyer more. Ray, you might have to drop that joint on your TikTok. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Talk about that. If y'all want to get involved, please give me a call. If you want to get involved with the show, give us a call. 262-202-5131. 262-202-5131. It's CATCH22. Why is it CATCH22? Because we've discussed on here a lot of times we get into deep conversations about issues. And ultimately, at the end of the night, we don't really end up with an answer. Like I wouldn't pretend that our show gives you the answer to all of the questions. Oh, they solved that shit on Outlaw Radio. No, no, a lot of times you end up like I'm more frustrated than I was before, right? Because when you start talking about the reality of certain things, like you feel like you I used to say this with grassroots organization and the grassroots organizing. We go out there, we put it on the line, we do what we do, and then by the time you get home, some fuck shit has happened. And you like, well, what I just yes, well, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't, right? And I think we can all think about situations uh that relate to that in our own life. You say that's really a catch-22. I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. So that's what voting basically is, a catch-22. You damned if you do, and you damned if you don't. That's why people be like, I don't want to do this shit. Sair, how you doing, my brother? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? From
Peace, peace.
Hidden Hard Radio. Yes, yes. Sair. Shout out to Sair. Ewok says sexy red cookie stank. I don't know. Does it? I've never smelled it. I've never smelled it. I don't know how it smells. She said it stinks. She said she's been working so hard that it stinks. I don't know. I don't know. You know, the whole sexy red thing to me, y'all, has become something that I couldn't have even predicted that this would become such a big, like, I initially looked at her as like she's no different from any other hip hop artist that come up out of their little town or whatever, trying to get their name in the game. They come out, they make big noise, they do a lot of wild shit to catch, to stay hot. I never thought it would turn into what it is now, because people are like turning her into the spokesperson for our dysfunctional youth. Like they're looking at that now like she's the poster child for black female dysfunction. And I don't think
Yeah.
she necessarily deserves all of that. I don't think she deserves that, you know.
Well, I
Um,
don't. I feel like they saying that what she represent is
okay.
that. You know what I mean? I don't think it's just her in particular. It's just what she represent. And since she at the forefront, you know what I mean, the most vocal about it and shit out there, rapping and everything, it make her the spokesperson, or you know what I mean, the leader of the clan. It make it seem like that. I mean,
So,
but I
but
don't think.
Kamar,
I don't think. No, I don't think it's.
and I'm saying this, I'm never gonna really bring something that's as like minor as the latest rapper, right? Like I'm not, because we're
Right.
over that. But when I start to see it have a social kind of impact on, you realizing that young girls are watching, right? And young girls are listening. And I've heard the debate of, well, she might influence my daughter. I can say she didn't raise my daughter, neither did any other rapper or actress or any social media. Like, they didn't raise my daughter, we did. So she's not, she could see Sexy Red and be like, well, that's stupid. My point being with her is Kia, the old school rapper. Are y'all familiar with Kia? My neck, my back, my ass, my
Yeah.
crack, whatever it is. She
Yeah.
went absolutely bananas on Sexy Red, to the point where I put it in the People's News Network. I normally don't even put stupid shit like that in there, but I'm like, dude, I hear what you're saying, but I feel like if we feel that serious about that, then why is nobody offering her help? Why is nobody saying, or at least some guidance to say, hold on, sis, I see what you're doing.
Well,
You done made your name. Now really back in a little bit and kind of, now I don't know. I'm old. So, but I get it.
I
Like,
think it's. I think if you know what I mean. Think about it though. We have been seeing women coming out and telling these sisters, like maybe not her in particular, but telling these sisters, like, look, chill out. That's some bad look, sis. You know what I mean? I feel like people have been. It's just that You know what
Kamar,
I
you
mean? It's
going
hard
in
to
and
take
out.
criticism.
You going in and out. Going
No, I
in
was
and out.
saying, I said, I think.
Kamar got the
How
he
about
got the
now?
CB. He got the CB off the Dukes of Hazzard.
But no, I was just saying, you know what I mean? It's just that it's hard for black women to take criticism, so it's hard for them to accept the help when somebody trying to help them and tell them something. They rejecting it. You can't tell me this is my feminine. I'm expressing my femininity, and this is me, and this is who I am, and you got to accept it or leave it, and all that shit. You know what I mean? I feel like people try to help, they just don't want to help.
It feels like an overreaction on black people's part for me because I'm still a hip hop head, right? Like I'm a hip hop historian. So I listen to Rock the Bells all day long. And I'm listening to Lil Kim from her album. First song I think it's called Queen Bitch. Man, this girl is snapping. She said she's on the song with Biggie, and all the stuff that they saying, but it wasn't like, I guess it didn't look as ratchet, but it was very aggressive. It was dope. So I'm like, I don't mind a female spitting hard, but she's working the sex angle. She's working the slutty, right? Because I got the interview I put in the People's News Network where she's talking about niggas who get in shootouts and run from the police and like smoke weed and drive fast in their cars. Like, this is a mother of two saying this. She's saying this. Now I'm saying, okay, instead of giving her this label, why ain't somebody trying to reach out to this sister saying, baby girl, you got to listen up. Like, do you realize what you telling these little girls? Right? So almost 40 years later, right now, people are now coming out to say NWA brought forth destruction in hip hop. Right? Just because of what they were saying. You know, easy. Dude, Bushwick Bill in 1989, the Ghetto Boys had a song called Mind of a Lunatic, where Bushwick Bill talked about looking through a window at a woman and then going in there raping and murdering her. This is what goes on in the mind of a lunatic. And we was like, that's dope. So it's not new. That's what I'm saying. We can't put the blame all on her. We can't. It's just like she didn't just invent this shit. She didn't make this shit up. She stepped into a lane where there just happens to be a lot. I see young women all the time and they look and act just like her, even before she came out. So I feel like it's unfair to put it all on her. She's getting money off of it, and it's like, damn, you know, it's that's my whole thing on it though. So I'm just, and I hope that young sisters, because we talked about this with Megan Thee Stallion, at least I kept saying back in the days. Actually, I thought she could spit, but I was like, I just don't want her to pigeonhole herself with the whole sex thing, because eventually when that plays off, when people get tired of seeing you bent over shaking your booty on the internet, then what else you gonna do? Like, nobody's really gonna take you serious. It's like, oh, go bend over and dance somewhere. And so she's going through that thing with her career now, where she realizing like, damn, you know, this shit ain't really just about my booty. Like every time, turn the camera on, finna shake my booty. You're a performer.
Hey, Kev, you know, we talk about like how entertainers were back in the day, like, you know what I mean, raunchy or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you catch them now talking about like, look, you need to clean that mess up. Y'all need to stop that. Y'all need to stop that. I feel like that's the same as when you got drug dealers that sell dope in the hood, but then grow up and be like, look, man, you young niggas need to stop that shit, man. You know what I mean? It ain't for you. Y'all need to stop that. You know what I mean? I don't feel like it's no different than that.
I've heard young
older,
people say,
a lot of the time when you get older, you tend to see, you know what I mean, the destruction or the bad part of what you could be doing. You know what I mean? And since we done seen it already in the music, we see how much worse it done got from before.
Well, once again, you say, where did they learn it from though? Right? Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Instead of us
saying people who they learned it from should be teaching something different now.
Or they should be trying to assist those those who came behind them that are falling, like suffering from maybe what we did. Okay, so we should be more in tune and saying, let's try to figure out what's wrong with these kids instead of saying, oh, that ain't shit. Oh, you little whore. Like I feel like you get old and you get a little snobby, you get a little uppity and shit. You didn't finally got off paper and got off child support and shit. Now you a citizen and shit. Oh, this little ratchet ass. Without forgetting, that's why I love the whole Freaknik thing. Remember the Freaknik documentary? Did that documentary ever even come out? Where they found out somebody mama and auntie and grandmama was finna be on VHS, right?
I think the documentary did come out. No, I think it was about. It's still about.
I ain't heard nothing else about it.
Wasn't it supposed to be on Prime Video or something?
I
don't know. I'm gonna look for it because
I'm just all I was saying was, you know what I mean? I just feel like somebody got to come back who lived that lifestyle. Like, look, man, we need to freeze this shit. You know what I mean? Sisters need to talk to the sisters. The brothers need to talk to the brothers. Or should we just be like, fuck it? We did that shit when we was young. Let them do their thing. Fuck it.
No. I think we should come, but I think it's the way we need to come to them.
No doubt.
Like, I think anytime
presentation is everything.
If you on this high horse, listen, I can tell you from personal experience, even when I was young and I was out here, if you came at us a certain way, we wasn't going to listen to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you came at us like, yo, let me, not trying to talk like hip hop, but as an older person, say, hey, brother, let me, those are kind of older people. We say, oh, what's happening, man? He got respect. You listen to him. But if you was coming at me with all that, you sinner and you need to get off the street. Like, man, if you look, man, go somewhere, man. Nobody want to hear that.
Hey, I remember reading the thing on Facebook when he was talking about Delicious and Sukihana when Sukihana got down on that carpet,
right?
And Delicious was like, "Come on, sis, you know
the floor is dirty."
Like, the floor dirty. A million people done been down there. You know what I mean? But you could tell she was coming at her from love. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't really banging on her. And Suki aired her motherfucking ass out. Like, look, bitch, you've been fucking Flavor Flav. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she said you slept with Flavor Flav. You ain't scared of nothing.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying. Hey, right. That's what you said. Right. But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, you know what I mean? We got people that be trying to say something or talk to them, but then you got the disrespect that get thrown back in their face and shit.
Yeah, man, CATCH22. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. You damned if you just go quietly and say,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you just be like, fuck it, let them do what they do.
But you could be damned if you go try to holler at them, like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah,
damned if you do.
Nigga.
Right.
Old ass nigga.
CATCH22.
Old ass nigga.
Right. Man, OG, man, listen, I'm about to knock you out, old school. You be like, damn, I'm just trying to help you, brother. Get the fuck away from me. You be like, damn.
Old school.
Right. Man, for real. Let you know quick. OG, you don't want none of this. You don't want these problems. Paris said, I seen it. He was talking about Kia reading Sexy Red for filth. And I get it. They were going back and forth. There was a man, she said some stuff about that little, and that's she's still a young girl, right? Is she still in her 20s? I mean, is she?
Sure she is.
Okay. So, I mean, I get the whole, she's just like, you fuck with Kia, that's what you get. If you live in the podverse, you know. Zaire says, if we stop allowing entertainers to educate and raise our children, none of the BS will influence them. And that's what I was saying. But that's also where Kamar's kind of reasoning gets to me too, because I can say, well, yeah, Sexy Red didn't raise my kid because we were here for her. But how many kids where there is no me or Sheila for her?
Or like when my daughter go with her over her friend house and they playing that shit over there and glorifying it, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know, we teach our kids, you know, we all know we teach our kids the right shit all the time, but every so often they go out and do their own thing.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no telling, like Jack told Helen.
Not saying they're gonna grow that personality, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, You know, so every so often they do shit. We don't.
Dion says she talking about voting for Trump. A lot of black people are talking about voting for Trump. I want to talk about Trump a little bit tonight. Zaire absolutely remember Gangsta Nip. This is what I'm saying. Like,
Gangsta Nip was a motherfucker.
Right. And I'm telling you, I rode around in my car bumping this shit. Like, it wasn't, it was like, dog, check this out. And so that's what I'm saying. I kind of understand when the shit looks, when you get older and you looking at it and say, that look crazy. Right? That look crazy, but it always does.
The shit that I used to do, the way I used to think.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, look, think of, like, you know how you listen to the music we used to listen to. You know what I mean? E40 or something. You know what I mean? E40 talk about beating bitches up and shit on some of them songs. Now when I hear it, I'm like, oh shit, damn. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Pimp C fan. Listen, I've listened to some old UGK shit and been sitting there like, oh shit, Pimp was crazy.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Pimp was crazy.
So like, look, so really it's kind of the same thing, only we talking about what's going on nowadays. Like, I disagree with some of the shit that I hear in the music we used to listen to. You know, so I feel like I can talk about that.
Ewok says Tory Lanez taught Meg how to tap dance. You know what? Y'all know what? That's such a black eye on her and him.
Damn.
Because even career-wise, because you think of the fact that for things to get to a point or situation like that, they had to be totally out of control. You know what I mean? Otherwise, like, it wasn't just that day. It was a lot of, like, however they was living led up to this shit. But there's still people who say, well, he didn't actually shoot her. Right. And then there's people who say he did. He's a clown. Right. So you don't know. So it's a black eye on both of them. I guess she did tap dance, though. I don't know. Did she crip walk or did she tap dance? I don't know. Gotta ask somebody who's there. Zaire said, what was those old school dirty albums our parents? Come on, man. Richard Pryor, Red Fox, talking about people, you know, Dolomite. You know, that's what I'm saying. I came up on, but my parents and my uncles and aunties, like, my family wasn't ever censored. They was never filtered. Nobody in my family was ever filtered. I'm talking about every last relative, from the youngest baby to the oldest person, straighten your shit with whatever they got to say. No, and I'm talking about my one side as they got older, they got more saved. But even then, there was still no filter. Like, it was, but I just grew up around straight up cussers and people with just gutter mouths. Like, my mother would out cuss a sailor, man. She's on her phone. She call him all kind, man. That's where I learned combos at. I learned cuss word combos from my mother. She used to have like chains of them. Like, damn, that was cold, mama. So cussing ain't no, you know, and just, but wild shit. I could talk for days on some of the shit I seen in the 90s. That, you know, that's like, well, now we be like, oh my God. She said, what happened to class? Shout out to Serena. She said, what happened to class? Well, okay, what is class? What's classy? Right? It's Shabaka said he's gonna be hitting us up.
Okay, how about this? I got an example. Class.
Okay.
You got a motherfucker on a song talking about having sex with a partner. Then you got a motherfucker on the song talking about having sex with your partner.
Okay.
Classy versus not classy, right? Like the old school songs, they was talking about they people who they was fucking with or something, right?
Right.
They wasn't talking, but then every so often you get a song about some motherfuckers cheating. But like nowadays, like a lot of this music nowadays is like, yeah, I'll fuck your baby mama, nigga. I'll take your wife and all this type of shit. And
the line is pushed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, that was an example of the class versus no class.
Dion said he encouraged all negative behavior. He said he still be thugging. Right? Dion said he still be thugging. Serena said nothing new under the sun. Sair, he said the lady, I can't remember her name. My OG used to have. You talking about Millie Jackson?
Yeah,
talking about Millie Jackson was. Listen, Sexy Red ain't said shit that Millie Jackson ain't said. It's footage of Millie Jackson coming off the stage, walking into the front row, grabbing every man on the front row's penis. Like, let me see who shit big. I'm telling you, you can go look this up on YouTube. This is the we walk on the, we say we stand on the shoulders of giants, right? So yeah, I know Millie Jackson's out here. Trust me, I told you I grew up around professional cussers. Shabaka, what's going on with you, my brother?
Oh yeah, man, I remember Millie Jackson, man. You know what I'm saying? And what have you, back off in the day, man. Can you hear me, man? You just went silent.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute. I just turned down it on the computer. Yeah, man, but Millie Jackson was heavy. You know, she was real popular, man, 71, 72, 73, you know what I'm saying? And then also, too, is that Blog Talk Radio, man, they shadow banning us, man. You know what I mean? Because I tried to downgrade a plan, and then the bastards won't let me re-upgrade, you know what I mean, and all this old shit, man. So Frontline Black News was definitely expanding, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think I saw Paris up there as well, too. So, you know, we're still putting the truth out there, man. We crumb bumming, man, you know, on how they treating us and what have you from the beginning of time to 10 minutes ago. Then you got your boy, The Dump, with his shit, and I want to make that perfectly clear. And then, of course, you know, the Ron, the panties, and I'm saying that he's a transvestite that wears women's underwear, and, you know, he can't stand the woke theory. So hopefully, man, they go ahead and convict this bastard down there in Florida, New York, or wherever that they got him. But here's one thing, though, two outlaws that I found out, and I'm sure you all do your research, because you, the witch doctor, Brother Rail right there, man, y'all are very, very knowledgeable on what you're talking about, and you speak against the popular version of what is truth, which is a plus in my book. And as far as I'm concerned, all these ass-scratching, brain-dead Negroes can kiss my ass. And this is why we created the hashtag resurrection of the mental dead. You know what I mean? And, and you got some out there, man. And then this presidential election, man, that's coming out. Coons like Tim Scott, punk-ass Larry Alders, Eric Adams of New York, Brandon, what's his name up there in Chicago, man, letting the migrants go kick the little kids out their clubhouse where they practice for football, giving it to the migrants. Then the migrants is going to go over there, man, on the south side of Chi-Town, man, and attack this little girl, man, cut her nose off and all.
You in Los Angeles, right?
No, sir. I'm in Las Vegas.
Okay,
I grew up in Los Angeles, so I'm moved to Sin City.
So I want to know what
and
the immigrant situation looks like in Las Vegas. Actually,
man, it's very, very nominal. I don't see it here too much, you know. But Vegas, man, they got people from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Is because, you know, you see a lot of license plates from back east, out of California, of course, and then I will not doubt if you got immigrants, man, coming up from San Diego and Los Angeles, and things get rough for them there, and they migrate out here to Las Vegas. You see what I'm saying? And then, too, like your boy down there in Texas, what's his name? Old Bud Abbott, who puts the immigrants on by the busloads and send them to all the Democratic cities like Milwaukee, Chicago.
Yeah,
Cleveland,
we're sanctuary. We're sanctuary for
right.
For you know.
Yeah, the sanctuary cities ones is what they say they're not turning them over to what's that there, immigration customs and officials and what have you. Oakland is a sanctuary city, you know, Boys Town across the bay is a sanctuary city, you know what I'm saying? So I hope the 49ers lose every game that they play, you know what I mean?
And 49ers got to do with
it. Yeah, because see, San Francisco is a sanctuary city, you see what I mean? And what's the man over there, London Bridge or London Breeze or whatever what she is, you know, straight twisted. Same thing down there, man, in Atlanta, what's going on there, you know, all these black-ass politicians, man, is up here serving everybody else's agenda except our own. You see, it's something that's very, very wrong with that. And that Negro mindset, man, is just embedded in us so bad, man. I thought it would be gone, man, by the time I got this age when I was coming up. But then what had happened was with the rap industry, and I appreciate the art of rhythm and poetry, but then it started glorifying all the violence. You see what I'm saying? Glorifying going in and out the slammer. Now, they up here glorifying these transgenders, half genders, quarter genders, or whatever gender that they is, grown ass men up there talking about they are women, and this motherfucker cannot ovulate, he cannot menstruate, he cannot bear children. And in my opinion, that there is a definite slap into the face of natural womanhood. It really is. You know what I'm saying? It really is. Just like I'm sure you and the Outlaws, man, saw the video, man, of Josh out there out of Chicago, about 6'5" with a beard, wearing a woman's dress, cussing out his teacher, talking about, I'm a woman, call me by my pronoun. And the teacher says, no, Josh, I'm not going to call you no woman because you ain't no woman. Then they show another video with Josh up there in Chicago, man, trying to go into the woman's restroom, and this woman is taking her little girl off into the woman's restroom, and this fool's talking about he gonna use the woman's restroom. See, now you're in the child endangerment. You see what I mean?
Right.
And then
I think you some things you just gotta just let go. Like for me, just even right now, to disrupt anything I'm doing, to really pay attention to that movement, right? Like I'm not, if I see a man dressed like a woman, I'm just gonna let him be dressed like a woman. I'm not gonna be like, dude, like why are you doing that? Or I'm not gonna react to him and be like, oh shit. I'm just gonna be like, hey man, that's just you. I don't do that, but that's just you. That's what we do. That's what's going on in America right now. So, because I'm not gonna waste time getting into it with. We had a transgender individual call the show one time and give us the business because he, she, it. I don't know what's their pronouns were. Them, they. She was just like calling us. Like she just insulted all of us.
I call them it, man. I just call them it.
I mean, I don't know. I said her. I guess it's a her. I'm trying to be more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I guess this is a her. Like, if dude wants to be called her, I'm gonna be honest. If a man says to me, hey man, call me, tell me from now on I'm a woman, so refer to me as her. I'm gonna look at him and be like, you for real? And when he say, yeah, I'm gonna say, I go, you a girl. If you want to be called her, I'll call you her. How about that? I mean, I'm not gonna say, what do you mean? I'm not gonna call you that, you're a man, obviously. Right. And he's not gonna say, you know what, Kev, you right. Just call me a guy. I'm cool with it.
Okay, but here's one for you though, Mr. Bond. Okay, now another thing is that they're trying to get these transgender dudes off in the women's sports. Okay, now there was a women's swim team, I think in Oregon State or Washington. I know it was in the PMW, the Pacific Northwest. And they came out and said, no, we don't want this transgender dude on our swim team because when we go in there and take off our bathing suits, you see what I'm saying? He's in there with us. Now, I can understand what she's saying because that there could be endangering those women because I know you're familiar with the case of the dude that said he was a transgender woman in a men's prison and petitioned.
No, I get all of that. I get all of that. I get all of that. I get all of that because we talked about the swimmer who was horrible until he swam against the women. And yeah, of course, a transgender man shouldn't be a female boxer. I'm just saying, me personally, if that's what they want to be, I'll just but even if I call you her and you say, well, Kevin, I want to go box a female, I'll be like, girl, you can't fight her, you a man. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just like how you gonna do that? You're not a real girl. So
and then to prove your point even further, Mr. Bond, is that USA Boxing had a match where they had this transgender fighter, bona fide woman, and gave her a skull fracture. You see, so they did something about that, and I'm just saying is that what these individuals need to do is go out there and form their own leagues. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't hate them. If any damn thing, I feel sorry for them, but, I don't hate them, you know what I mean? But they try to tell us here on social media when we make such comments, oh, you guys are heterophobic. No, motherfucker, your ass is heterophobic, and I got banned off for 30 days off of Facebook with that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it
I
is.
don't have time. I don't have time
Yeah,
to sit on
right.
Facebook and argue with gay dudes in the comments. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, just look at the gravity of this. What am I so? How am I so unoccupied that I'm sitting around on a gay dude's post, going back and forth with? That's not. I got shit to do. I don't. So, Baka, let me get my chat room. Because I get behind.
Yes, sir.
Dion says I don't want to hear no booty licking music. I mean, but Prince made a whole song called Head, and we jammed to it. Right?
Yeah.
I think Dion said he never liked Prince though.
Prince was cold.
All right, yeah, but Prince came out with the G-string drawers on, and nobody said a damn thing. Butt out jeans. Prince was the greatest of all times. Stop it. TE1 Gaming.
Yeah.
How you doing, my brother? He says peace, y'all.
Peace.
I'm supposed to holler at TE1 because TE1, we got to talk about that video editing for the YouTube channel.
Yes,
I'll talk with him about that.
Right.
He said, I can't pretend to be blind. I'm not encouraging anybody to be blind at all. As a matter of fact, I'm really telling you to see everything. Right? Like I can't unsee a dude dressed like a woman saying I am a woman. So when he says, well, hi, Kevin, I'm Sheila or Tina, I'll say, what up, Tina? And keep it moving. I don't have time to sit there and argue with him about why. Like, dude, why you got a summer dress on? Why you got a sundress on? Like, that's going to take the air totally out of my day. I'm going to keep it moving. Now, if I show up to my daughter's basketball game and they got a tall dude with a wig on talking about, well, he is a she and he's going to play today, I would be like, no, he's not. No.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And this is what I mean, Dr. Barnes, about the insult to bona fide womanhood. You see what I'm saying? Is because, these individuals probably had some problem, whatever, what have you, and hating on them, man. But just don't come to me with the cracky ass, man, because you can't menstruate, you can't ovulate, and you never will. You see what I'm saying? Nature don't work like that. You see, but however, you have your human rights and the civil rights. But moving right along here, man, on some real stuff here, what you're talking about, as we all know, old Biden is losing support, the dump as in human shit. And I want to make that perfectly clear. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to do his thing, man, and get an upswing going on. And then that Rami Salami, Vivek Salami.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor, Shabaka. Give me a second to get, because I got some stuff I want to get to my people. And we're gonna I want you to chime back in with us. But
absolutely.
I want to, first of all, I want to open up the line. The number is 262-202-5131. It's Outlaw Radio, CATCH22, Hump Day edition. Welcome to the show. Because this is kind of a switch up, because I know we kind of got sidebar because we were talking about Sexy Red, and usually we don't lead with shit like that. I wanted to talk about Barada Properties. Here in Milwaukee, which we've discussed some of the crazy living conditions that people who live in some of their properties. First of all, this individual is in terms of Milwaukee, in terms of real estate, this dude has come through and just taken the game, right? Like, and his trademark up here is to basically, what do they put the big rocks around the buildings, right? Now, I've heard, I thought it was initially because of the Stolies, but somebody told me it was like insurance purposes or something like that, or I don't know. But the big ass stones are his trademark, and people living with maggots, just crime, But he's giving out scholarships now. He's giving out scholarships to the kids, right? $5,000 laptops. And people say, well, that's not shit, because look at what you got, people, the conditions you got them living in. I want to say this, first of all, a lot of people who have problems getting rent, like being able to rent a place from background checks, live in his properties. He rents to them, right? Crazy. When you own that much property, this dude owns, I gotta be real, we talking about maybe 500-600 like large apartment buildings, right? Like whole blocks. This dude is taking over.
Right.
And so people say, well, it ain't enough. And I'm saying, is this another catch-22? Because he damned if he do.
Niggas always think it ain't enough, man. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, he should be doing something. Like, goddamn, man, he helping some of these kids out that's living in these places that he in. Sure enough, like, his places is bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's fucked up. You know what I mean? But
8,000 properties.
How many landlords do we know are doing anything?
8,000 properties he owns, Kamar.
Right. I'm just saying, but how many landlords do you know doing anything?
Sharon Evans,
I
how you
ain't
doing?
taking up for him or nothing. I'm just saying, right? Like, how can you just say, "Oh, so what?" But goddamn, he wanted him to do something.
What do you do? It's a catch-22, Kamar. That's what I'm saying. This was heavy on my mind because it's like, what do you do? Because everything, like, once again, get on this show, we can stand on all kinds of platforms and just talk about this is what's wrong and this is what we need and this is what, and that's why I say it's time for transparency and clarity. Like if you say, well, I want to start this business, I want to work in this community, I want to employ these people, then I say, okay, let's do it. How do we do it? How do we get it done? Like, let's get into the doing stage of things. But when you do, somebody is going to have something to say somewhere else and figure out, oh, that's bullshit. And I'm going to tell you why.
Damn, man. Nigga can't do shit.
You can't. You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. If I give people welfare, and I'm one of those people who believe in principles of socialism. So I feel like those who have should do for those who don't have. And I feel like the government does have a built-in duty to look out for the downtrodden and try to make ways so that they can elevate their circumstances. But people will say, well, Kevin, you believe in welfare, that's making people dependent on the system. You one of the problems, right? If I say, well, I'm upset with what goes on in this country and our lack of understanding for our culture, so I'm gonna celebrate Black History Month. People say you a fucking coon. Why are you celebrating Black History Month? Like, this is real shit. It's a catch-22. You know, it's just like in school now when we keep talking about critical race theory, it's like, if I don't tell these kids, in their mind, they're saying, well, and this ain't even no catch-22, this is just some bullshit. If we tell them about it, it's going to make them feel a certain way. If you don't tell them about it, they won't know shit. This will be the most uninformed group of individuals, especially in terms of Black people, because you'll lose the whole understanding of what our culture is. Sharina, you're right. She said, I need to meet him because I want to know how he does it. He got a master plan. She said, the Blacks ain't buying up the block. We can't even unite. Ouch.
Right.
Ouch.
That's the issue right there. It ain't, I mean, all he did was identify the market that other motherfuckers were scared to tap into, which were high-risk renters. So he developed a protocol to deal with high risk.
Let me deal with my niggers how I deal with my niggers.
You know,
well,
so
it
it's
ain't
like
even that. It's a business.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I can't not.
How do you run your business without feeling, without letting people make it fair? My bad.
The only thing I don't like about him is he moving all them motherfuckers around me. Like, I mean, I can't knock his business. That's genius. Okay, y'all don't want to rent to motherfuckers with 3 evictions. I'll rent to motherfuckers with 3 evictions because I know if they miss 1 month, I'm evicting them, and then they got to pay double to get back in because they can't go nowhere but to me.
And when I evict you, the sheriff coming. I'm down in the courthouse filing charges. I got a lawyer with 25 evictions every morning.
That goes every month to go drop them eviction. That's one of the things that messed me up is because like I haven't had anybody in my upper unit for damn near a year now, and I'm about to figure out what I could do because this mortgage starting to get on my ass. But one of my biggest things was I was getting motherfuckers that wasn't paying, and I was stalling them out longer just on the grounds because I had to go to my 9 to 5 and they had time to take my ass to the courthouse to get him evicted.
Yeah.
So I can't knock his business. I just tired of him moving a lot of rat motherfuckers around me. It allowed it to where I can raise my rent amount because of fair market rent because he charging a stack. But
Well, Sire says, how did their apartments get into those conditions? A lot of times he's buying shit that was run down and renovating it, and I guess to cover the cost of operation, people get to move in before the shit's done. Like, well, we got 3 of them apartments done. Get somebody in them. We still working on the other 6.
Right.
So it's because when you buying properties at this rate, 8,000,
and he can't buy with people not willing to sell. So he was a means to an end for a lot of other frustrated landlords.
It's the city of Milwaukee. They've said, listen, the city of Milwaukee has stated, we have so many foreclosed properties because of the housing crisis, but we don't want to be landlords. So what do we do with all these city-owned properties that nobody has the money to come along and fix, and it costs money to demolish them? Somebody comes along and says, shit, I'll give you 10 for that motherfucker. Right? I'm going to put 20 in it, got it up and running.
And he got a business plan.
Portfolios.
And he got a business plan. But the business plan looked like, you know what I mean, he railroading black folks and shit.
Well, he is kind of, but I mean, because black people are in that situation.
Hey, now look, black people is tripping about that. But shit, how many times do the landlord get shafted? Because they don't have a plan like that.
I've been in that business.
Don't nobody talk. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Don't nobody ain't nobody blasting that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I'm just saying, like I don't have a problem with the way he doing business. He just doing the business. Black folks need to wake the fuck up and understand that he doing business. You rent a place, you got to pay rent.
Right.
Bottom line. If you don't pay rent, you get put the fuck out. That's how it works.
So I think
he ain't doing nobody dirty unless he just ain't fixing the shit that he supposed to fix and all that type shit. You know what I mean? But shit, putting a motherfucker out for not paying rent, that ain't doing nobody dirty.
Right.
So I think we fall into a victim mindset. This is T1 Gaming.
Right.
He says we have enough resources we have enough resources to separate and build our own anything. I had a caller. Caller, what's popping?
What it do? This out here, man. It was taking too much to type. I said, let me call.
What it do, man? How you doing tonight?
I'm all right. Hey, but check it out, right? I get what you're saying. Like, they buy them houses. That's how they got so many, buying up fucked up houses like we buy ugly house dude. But they go in there, they remodel the joints, put a little work in them. Before you get the motherfucker, you get to go and see it. It ain't like you put a damn number out of hat and they just give you any old apartment. Like, I ain't getting high as your apartment got maggots in it. That tell me you ain't taking your damn garbage out. You got some spoiled meat on the stove. Like, what did dude do to put maggots in your apartment?
Right.
Well, in that particular case, where the one that I read, what had happened was the person who lived in the apartment above her was found dead in the car behind the place, and nobody came to clean his or her apartment out. So whatever food, whatever was up there, just kind of just rotted, and then they ended up coming through her ceiling and her, like falling through her ceiling and stuff. So, but like, once again, when you put the most impoverished people together, like in like real short square footage of each other, I don't think you can expect nothing but dysfunction. I mean, because who's the positivity? Who's the link in the chain that's gonna bring change? It's no, motherfucker. We get down how we live over here, and that person shit we do too over here. So this is what it is. So I got individuals who tell me they live in some of these buildings and people got dogs, and they let their dog shit in the hallway, or they put their garbage in the hallway. And I'm like, damn, people really that fucking trifling?
Yes, they are.
I'm once again, I've been in the landlord game, so I know it's a dirty game.
It make you not like people. Like I said, my shit, so
what is they complaint? So is they complaint then that he not dealing with these fucked up tenants? Like,
he ain't dealing with the properties are so broken down. People are saying we call, like, yeah, the homeless man who said that, you know, roaches and rats crawl all over him all night. He didn't want to say nothing because he was homeless and he got a grant. He got, you know, some grant, part of a program where he got into one of the properties, was off the street. And he like, yeah, man, I'm used to the rat shit was so thick when I moved in this apartment on the sink, like we couldn't scrape it off. But I wasn't gonna say nothing because I didn't want to sleep outside no more. So I'm like, okay, so Rail, you was trying to put something in though, Rail. I think you got cut off. What was you saying,
I was
Rail?
just saying, just being a landlord, it damn near kind of turn your stomach towards people because you see they man, and I gotta take responsibility of that. Maybe I didn't vet motherfuckers better, but you see how they treat your shit. You see how they'll be on motherfucking vacation, going to parties and shit, but when it's time to pay your rent, they got every sob story in the book except your rent.
She ain't
So
here.
like, so it like I said, I've been struggling for a
Kids be
year
like, she
now,
ain't here.
holding this mortgage down myself, but it's just because I'm tired of motherfuckers like dealing with them. But now, like I said, I'm about to have to jump back in the game and just vet my people right. But yeah, it make you not like people.
And I understand it. During COVID, they said there's a moratorium on evictions, and Barato was like, the hell you preach. He's still down there, like, I'm still kicking motherfuckers out daily. So that's one issue with him. And they've, you know, he's had some issues. He has code issues because when you buying up that much property and you moving people around like you are, imagine the volume that you're just dealing with. Just the
Right.
volume of, like, you got to have an office that manages this shit. You talking about you got 8,000 properties? Your phone
he got a
never.
couple offices. He actually just recently bought the building I stay in. But them people came in and man, they got right to work in it. The before they bought it, they had already done some work. The previous owners laid carpet and all that. Them people came in, snatched out the brand new carpet, relayed carpet, changed every door, every window. You know what I mean? They came in and busted all the way down. Like, I mean, I done been to some of the other properties that he owned that I know people stay at, and it's been consistently the same thing. I've personally not seen none of the stuff that people be reporting on. And I be wondering, like, damn, is this shit, is it really happening, or is somebody out, you know what I mean, manipulating some stories or something, man? Like, I don't get it.
Well, I think also too, maybe desperation creates, look, I got 3 kids. We done got evicted. I got bad credit. I've been evicted twice before. I need to get somewhere for me and my kids to live. So you go and see this place and you say, I can afford this. I can afford it. We just gonna have to deal with this for a minute. And you can't really make a whole lot of fuss. Hell, it's about to be cold outside. Right. And especially if you don't got no family where you can say, Mama, we need to come stay with you, or brother or sister. Nah, this where we at, y'all. We finna be living up in this. It's just that ghetto, that whole dysfunctional urban dysfunction that's so prominent in poor urban neighborhoods.
Right.
My Serena says, she said heavy Chevy 2024 budget plan is to start raising many of the empty buildings in this city. Yeah, and do well. Okay, so CATCH22 Chevy, because what you gonna do with all the vacant lots? What you gonna do with them? This is another part of your gentrification plan, because we already know you're gonna go in some neighborhoods. If you think about Center Street, North Avenue, Burleigh, Lisbon, that whole area over there, which used to be nothing but thriving businesses, right? When I was young, it was restaurants, it was a big ass movie theater, cops was over there, like it was a whole corridor. If you go up that part between maybe 30th and Center or North or Burleigh, how much vacant retail space is there? Like just commercial properties?
A lot.
Just blocks.
A lot.
And they've been sitting there vacant for 20 since I can remember. I'm like, dude, I've been here my whole life, and I'm
man,
old.
You gotta get mad at your neighborhood drug dealers for buying rims and not properties.
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
You know what I mean? Hey, cause we talking ghetto economy, right? Hey, and the drug money's supposed to circulate through the hood, and it ain't, man. They taking it out to the lots in the jewelry stores, man, and they ain't buying properties. They ain't buying businesses. Back in the day, them drug dealers, we didn't even know they was drug dealers because they had so much legal stuff going on. Somebody had to put us in their business. You know what I mean?
Well, the Arab population snuck right in and said, "Okay, y'all ain't gonna buy this shit. We'll buy it." These old merchants are ready to get out of business. They want to sell this whole building with everything in it for $15,500, and the brother be like, "I ain't got $15,500." Arab be like, "My uncle,
Then
give it to me."
The Arabs and the Indians come in and offer them even more.
Yeah. Shabaka says, he said however, the landlord is responsible for habitual housing. He is. But okay, so the point of that is, I think, is more like too, they say you need to have a demand, right? There needs to be a demand for your product. The demand for affordable housing in Black Milwaukee is super high. I said affordable housing, I didn't say you couldn't find nowhere to live, but motherfuckers say, how much is rent? $1,300. Oh shit, that ain't affordable for me, right? So we talking about $600-$700, right? The demand for that is high, and it's always going because people getting kicked out of here, moving over here, getting evicted from here, moving over here. So it's hard for him to even keep up with it. But I think as an individual, you do deserve for a landlord that'll say, well, I at least want where you live to be human, human worthy. It's unfortunate that people are being like going through this, but I keep saying this is what happens when you have object poverty. Milwaukee is it's a shining, like people say, look, it's shining, it's so pretty, it's nice. It's a group of very, very poor people here, and people of color. Poor. Yeah, median income $29,500, bruh. Do you know what is that? That's not even 3 G's a month through your household, right? And if you got 2 kids, we in trouble, So yeah, that's a lot of poverty, and a lot of people don't even make that.
If you got a girlfriend, you're in trouble. That's only enough for you.
Nigga, you can't have no relationship.
He said you ain't got no relationship.
You can't have no relationship.
You buy your mama a gift for her birthday, you might get put out.
You can't afford them lashes. You got it. No, man, you can't afford that shit. So yeah, it's a poor city, man. He says facts. This is Shabaka in the chat room, says facts, plus no proper insulation against rats, roaches, and maggots. Yeah, but Kamar made a great point, because there are so many other landlords in this city who are the same. We have had elected officials who own properties that turned out to be slum properties, right? Sitting on the common council.
What was dude name who used to own all them buildings? The guy, he owned the joint down on 3rd Street, Willie something, or was his name something like that?
What's Russell Stamper got in trouble because he had the big apartment buildings
the
right
other
off.
Dude before them, he owned it like that old CIG building or whatever on 3rd. Him and his wife.
Oh my God!
Was he one of the Cogs or Spencer or something like that?
I don't know. I had to look into it. The whole CYD thing.
He had all them little buildings on Atkinson right there by the library.
Yeah, that's Stamper. That's Russell.
Yeah,
Russell.
That's what. It was another guy before him.
It's always been somebody who.
They must. So it sounds like them political motherfuckers just trade them properties with each other.
I'll tell you what. We get Ram on here. Ram will tell you every slum lord since 1980. You get Rick Muhammad on here, he'll tell you every last one of them.
Right. I remember at one time, only ones they used to report on was like Muhammad, Sherrod.
Right, yeah.
Then whatever that white dude name, the German dude, whatever he was worse than Muhammad now.
Kamar, what'd you say?
Yeah, we don't have.
No, I was just commenting with y'all. That's all. Wasn't nothing important.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure, because a lot of times you get to talking and somebody be in the background with their finger up, and you be like, "Wait, what did he say?" You never even
My
heard.
bad. I wasn't even look.
I know he.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I'm
tried
saying.
to.
That it's all good. This is the nature of doing this shit virtually. She said, "How about opening more homeless shelters?" Well, what's the profit in that? What's the I mean, you can get a grant, I guess. Shabaka agrees with Kamar. He said a motherfucker's supposed to pay his rent. Motherfucker's got to maintain his existence. Period.
Hey, that's what I wonder too. Like with the people who be complaining, how long do they wait for their complaints? Do they wait till when they getting ready to get put out to start complaining? You know what I mean? Like, you know how we do. We tend to let everything go by until we in trouble. Then we like, but he didn't do this.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Told the damn neighborhood services that shit.
That's what they do.
Well,
tear the shit up.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what's not being said? And this is something that people should be discussing as well. It's very pertinent to this conversation. Yeah, Barada is considered a slumlord, but guess who else is as well? The Housing Authority of the city of Milwaukee, right? They have endless complaints about people who live in these project these housing developments, and they say the same thing. We got rats. We got, my apartment ain't been broken. We got bed bugs. I worked in Hillside for about 2.5 years. I'm like every day. That's where my office was. I was a job coach in Hillside, and I used to be tripping sometimes about the way some certain things was made. We had a meeting one time, and the whole meeting was about these giant rats that were coming from downtown because they was doing construction. And so it's like really like big ass rats, like look like puppies that would like be laying dead in people's yards sometimes. Like, and I'm like, this shit's crazy. And when I would talk to some of the people, like, don't you want to move? Like, with my program, we want to try to help you move. And they would say, nah, my rent is $75 a month. What you talking about? I've been living down here for 25 years. I lived here with my grandmother before that. My grandmother lived down here 40 years. I'm like, y'all been in Hillside for 60 years? Yes. They didn't want to leave. It's just now when you, but we're talking about Barada, but we pay taxes to the city, and they still are mistreating people. So that's how you know that the real estate game is a cold business. Serena said, man, because folk want to look good, eat good, smoke good, and living day in and day out with no thought about investing some of that money in a business. But starting a business is not easy, and it's not for everyone. And that's what I said too, Sharon. Russell Stamper. Being an entrepreneur is hard. Kamara tell you that. Rel will tell you that. If the juice lady was here, she'd tell you that.
Yeah.
It's hard being an entrepreneur. You got to be about, as P say, body about it. So
body.
Right. So that ain't for everybody, but some people.
I know people with their own businesses that still had to go get a job.
Yeah.
At the same time, right? Like, why you closed today? Because I had to go to work. What the fuck? The store closed because you had to go to work? Like, yeah. So it's tough. And I think a lot of that too is we're not dealing with old money like white people are. You know, these beer baron families, all these industrial giants who lived here, they used to own all the factories and all that, Pfister and Vogel and all these people. They descendants still live here. They're still sitting on that money, right? So any major investments economically that's going to be made, it's going to be somebody from one of those legacy lineage families in control somewhere, right? When you see them open up philanthropy agencies in the hood, wasn't no damn philanthropy agencies in the hood when we was coming up. Now you see right in the ghetto, they got the philanthropy place. You know what that is? So it's a place for rich white people to give away money for tax write-off purposes, of course. But I don't know. I'm not blaming anybody who has to live in those conditions, but I want you to start aspiring for more. She was talking about OIC. OIC, if you remember OIC, I said CYD, so I don't want to go. But I know Janetta Robinson's ministry did a lot for the community, but that OIC thing was a sham. When we were young, where they were sending young thugs down there and they supposed to be getting federal money to train them. Them brothers was driving Cadillacs and Lincolns. They all got caught up. Did somebody go to jail for that shit? OC White wasn't in on that. I don't think OC White was in on OIC. But OIC was a cold scam. They got busted out. Mama Jenkins in the chat room. How you doing, Mama Jenkins? She said, make it do what it do, family. People that's on rent assistance don't even pay $20,000. I think she's saying the person you were referring to is Willie Wade, Sire.
Yeah.
She said Holloway. Lee Holloway, too.
Holloway, that's his name, Lee Holloway.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
He had owned all them properties at first.
She said they have full-on task forces. Are you talking about? She said they need to list slumlord list. Yeah, well, they come down on slumlords here. Bader, that's the philanthropy place up there on MLK. That's it's poverty pimps. She said Clay and G were the ones over OIC back in the days. Them OGs right there was, they was getting from the kitty when it was getting. There's a lot of questions about a settlement that the American Family paid out for redlining, kind of like a class action lawsuit that was supposedly paid out to the black community in the 90s. It was like $13 million, $3 million, $4 million. It was a lot of.
You said in the 90s. I don't remember getting my cut.
No, you didn't. I think they donate. I think they gave it to. I think they gave it to the NAACP. I think that's where.
Now that's some bullshit. I ain't sign off on
that. Nobody did except for the NAACP. Mama Jenkins said she said they went to jail along with Gary George. Yeah, poverty pimping ain't new. Now the question is, how should you get involved with it? Like, come on, I mean, it's like when we had the conversation about
really poverty pimping though. Like, okay. if you're a businessman, you in the real estate, right?
Okay.
It's business. It's a mindset. You know what I mean? Okay, it could be a victim mind state looking at it like that. Poverty pimping. Okay, well, I rent out places in low income, you know what I mean, in low income areas. Why am I a poverty pimp? And I got rules set up to where you get put the fuck out if you don't pay your rent. Right. Why am I a poverty pimp? Why am I not a good businessman?
This is true. Once again, I think it's about who you serve. It's like when we had this debate about these gas stations, and I talk about, a lot of times those gas stations are the hub of the neighborhood, right? Like, so people really depend on going to these gas stations, right? Like it's like, man, and it ain't just, sometimes I've been to a gas station late at night in my own neighborhood, or I've been out riding somewhere, like I gotta stop. So to shut the whole city down because it's crime, I'm like, I don't agree with that. And they said that the sister Pratt was trying to come up with some regulations on gas stations to say they all have to have security guards, and Sean Moore was like, no, they shouldn't have to. I'm like, they should. It should be mandated. If you're gonna stay open all night, and I mean real security, like we need to get Eagle Eyes and them in here on that, man. They need to have real security because people should be able to go to the store at night. I'm sorry, I don't. That's one of my expectations. So, but we talk about, what do? You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. A lot of times, and that causes paralysis by analysis. Sharon Evans said MetLife she said they had a lawsuit too. She said she got a check. I didn't get one from MetLife. My mama must have hid that if it was in the 90s. Let us know about that one. OIC had a big W-2 contract. They absolutely did. Man, they was getting it. I used to always drive past there and wonder, like, what the fuck are they doing in there? It was a shop, but I was like, what are they doing? But it was getting money to train people. So that's no different. Look, 2023 has become, because we get into the end of the year, y'all, it's time for lists to start happening, right? It's time for lists to start happening. So now you're about to see top whatever of 2023. You're about to see, top albums, top songs, top movies. People start coming up with lists.
I'm waiting for Uncle Murder.
Okay.
The Uncle Murder with his wrap up.
Yeah. I wish Skills would. I feel like Skills was better, but I don't, whatever. But yeah, definitely. I enjoy the wrap ups. But 2023 for me will be remembered to me as the year of the sucker. in terms of brothers, like the man, the sucker, the cornballs. I did a show well, I didn't even do a show. I put up a post a couple years ago about Papoose being a cornball, right? We've talked for a long time about Will Smith being a cornball, right? About Steve Harvey being an asshole or whatever, and a really like egotistical dude. And so you see, in 2023, men we just got the boot put on our neck. I feel like it's the year of the sucker. I feel like, I'm looking at now. It's just cool to just shit on the man and cornball dudes. People say, why don't Will leave Jada? Why look at Dwayne Wade and all? We see all these dudes who women are out in the forefront. So I just feel like 2023 is the year of the sucker for men. Like for us, I think we took a L this year. I really do. Like, because if people say, hey, go and love that woman and treat her right, and then you see dude on TV and she talking about she's in love with some other man, and he's just sitting there like, and I'm cool with it.
Why we ain't looking at her fucked up?
I don't know, Kamar. I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, why we ain't looking at her fucked up then? Like, should we be looking at a dude fucked up because he did what he was supposed to do, because he was stand up? He was there for his family. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And then she went off and started running off at the mouth on some loud, wild ass, crazy ass shit. Or she ran off fucking the help on the Rock the Mic tour, whatever the fuck it was. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we should be calling her names.
But the signs, I feel like the signs are there. Like, some shit you look at and say, that's cornball. Like, I just feel like certain signs are there, and if you ignore them and be like, no, I'm gonna stay here and be strong.
Hey, look, on the flip side, right? You got women who get with men figuring like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna stand with him, I'm gonna be stand up for him and all that. Then the nigga go run and fuck off and do all kind of wild ass shit and make her look stupid. Like, why are we getting upset at the motherfucker that did what they were supposed to do? Or not getting upset, but talking about the motherfucker that did what they were supposed to do, instead of shitting on the motherfucker that was the asshole.
You want to go after the victimizer instead of the victim. That's what
yeah. Yeah, because the victims, they did what they were supposed to do. They would stand up.
Once again, when I said Papoose was a cornball, and everybody, like, women just like, they were mad at me, but I'm like, I could see. To me, I can see corny shit. I guess maybe that's part of being.
I feel like the women took the L in this whole demonstration.
Interesting perspective.
Because they was the ones that. Well, I'm talking about the relationships that you speaking of. Because they was the ones that jumped off their deep end.
I just feel like men. I just feel like masculinity took a blow, like a gut punch this year for brothers. I just feel like cornballism is like really what it is cornballism. Mama Jenkins said those gas stations are dope dens. She said they need security and close at midnight and get your toilet paper and get milk like we did when I grew up in the 60s, or hope your neighbors got an extra roll until morning. But if I work third shift, then that's like, or if I work second shift. If you work second shift, when you get off, everything is closed. So there should be somewhere for you to be able to.
Right.
The worst gas stations.
You're supposed to be able to go to the gas station if you got to go to you're supposed to be able to do that.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Like these days, yeah, if they're going to stay open, they should have security.
And they should be regulated. So if they have these incidents where it's a lot of crime and they can't get control of it, they should be shut down. That's a no-brainer. Y'all got to close. Y'all don't know. You close at 5. That'll make their ass.
Do them like they do the club. Do the gas stations and the corner stores like they do black-owned clubs.
They'll shut that shit down. They shut y'all down quick. Earl said, what it do, my brothers? He said they being suckers for love. That's why I was kind of figuring, like, is it okay? So is the mantra now just be a sucker because you love her, so let her do whatever. Like, let her.
But did Papoose know he was being a sucker, like, because he taking care of his family?
I feel like it had to be some signs.
You got kids there.
Hey, we laugh.
You got kids there. You got kids here who are trying to be a role model
Do we
for.
want our daughters to have words?
No, I don't. You know what? I
would rather my daughter have a nigga like Papoose.
You said you do?
I said I would rather she have a nigga like Papoose than some motherfucker like Yo Gotti or some shit.
Yo Gotti. You know what? If he's a cornball, I don't want my daughter to be with no cornball. I want her to be with a real one.
I mean, yeah, okay. I get what you're saying because you see him as a cornball and I don't.
Well, I'm not.
I get what you're saying.
No, you said you would prefer your daughter have a Papoose.
Yeah, because I don't see him as a cornball. Right. I feel like he was a stand-up dude because he was there for his family. He was a role model for the kids that he was there for.
I wouldn't necessarily.
He showed his daughters what a stand-up brother would do.
I wouldn't necessarily say I want her with Yo Gotti either, though, Kamar. I wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want her with Yo Gotti.
No, I'm saying my daughter. I wouldn't want her with Papoose, but I'm not saying I would.
That's cool. That's cool.
I would Yo Gotti. No,
it's just two different types of brothers, and I'm just saying.
Serena says, when I speak of poverty pimping, is when there are individuals receiving state and federal funding, but the tops or agency are misappropriating funds while involving a kickback scheme. Yeah, that happens all the time, don't it? Administrative fees, that's what we call it. She says some of these gas stations are participating in sex trafficking and trafficking drugs. Those should be shut down. Once again, 2023 was the year to me for the cornball. Anybody else got anything to say? To me, 2023, this was a repetitive theme. I'm just kind of jumping on this before everybody else do they lists and revisions for the year. I said, to me, it seemed like all the cornballs took a L this year. What else did y'all notice?
I noticed growth in the community.
Okay. 2023.
I noticed a raised consciousness in the community.
Okay.
I noticed that ratchet women got empowered.
Ratchet women.
Damn, there go one.
Ratchet women got empowered. The 2023 is the year of the ratchet woman, right? That's it's the year of the rat. I mean, that's a trend, right? And 2022, a lot of people said that was what Kevin Samuels had kind of brought in, because Kevin Samuels brought this commentary to the table about low value and high value and questioning people's like over evaluation of them, overestimation of their worth when they looking for a mate. Like he's saying, well, I got 7 kids and I'm 300 pounds and I'm uneducated and I'm broke, but I want a man who's a millionaire and I'm not settling for less. And so 2022 was that.
Big dummy.
Right. So 2022 is the year of that, and then we come back with 2023 where ratchet women just kind of stepped in, and women put their foot.
Samuels died.
Right. There's a lot of dudes who regret that, man. They're salty about that. Like
sucks, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I maybe in 2024, right? Like I'm looking forward to for 2024. My hopes is that Black people will continue where they're going in terms of believing in empowerment, because I can say there's a rise in people who are trying to start their own business. There's a rise in Black people, and that's post-COVID. It's not just Black people. The economy changed after COVID, because COVID brought in, you had to figure out a new way to get money if we can't all just go sit in the goddamn building all day. And so a lot of Black people came up out of that with like, well, shit, everybody love my hot dogs. I'm just gonna sell my hot dogs, and whatever it was, everybody like my hot dogs, man. I'm delivering.
If y'all need to stand, let me know. We can collab if y'all willing to sit outside these clubs.
I already told you I do.
I make some damn good Kool-Aid.
Damn, bottle this shit up. Black people come out, man. I'm telling you, man. They ain't just shit. You ain't seen my t-shirts yet? Oh, you sell I make t-shirts. You make So I hope we
Hey
continue.
man,
I
hey,
hope we
I got a
continue on
cousin
this.
like that. My bad. I got a cousin like that, right? And he was just talking about this repast he went to, and he had cooked some food for the repast, right? And he called me. He was like, "Yeah, man, you know they was all asking me about my recipes." He was all asking me about my recipes. Now he want to cook wings in the bar or some shit, right?
Right. Yeah. Start a business. Yeah, but I'm talking Vistaprint. People got their whole card, they logo. I'm finna start a website.
Oh man.
Go to my website, chickenwings.com, the chicken man. I'm like, and people use Facebook and they use Instagram to advertise it. Dude, do you know how many people sell food off of just Facebook?
Yeah.
Selling place
Right.
today, y'all. Come,
Yeah.
show
Hey,
that one cat,
that's how I got my shit started.
that one cat, Wingman. I used to see him like every Wednesday, like, and he didn't have to deliver. He used to have it to where they used to pick up from the crib, and now he got like sauces in grocery stores and shit. So it's definitely possible if you got your hustle.
Yeah, Donnie Ray's barbecue. I went to King with Donnie. Donnie does his thing with barbecue.
There you go.
The homie
Keeping it in.
Romel used to have Greer's Grub, and he was one who would be outside the clubs at night. He had the whole truck and stuff like that. And
Get back right there.
and my partner, shout out to the homie Jen, who I gotta really bring on the show, who has Greedy Guys over there on 35th and Capitol. It used to be, remember the small cafe? What was it called? Come on, it was Tony's or something like that. It was right down the street from the post office on 35th.
Jerry or something like that.
People used
I
to
think
go.
it was Jerry.
It was a little
That little
small.
breakfast stop.
It was a little small restaurant for years because I done been in
Yeah,
there
I
before.
remember. I don't remember the name though.
Yeah, he got that now,
I
and it's
thought
Greedy.
it was called Jerry.
I can't remember what it was called. I thought it was Jimmy's. Like it was
Jimmy's. That's it.
Oh.
Jimmy's.
I thought it was Jimmy's.
Jimmy's right next door to the
And so he has that now. And so he's man, big things with the food. So I got to get over there and holler at him. I see, and we complain about the brothers and sisters having to buy chicken and fish from J&J's, but there's brothers who got the fish and chicken joint now on Villard. Oh shit, they ain't paying me, so that's why I can't remember their name. But we have my wife and I have gotten food from there before. It's not that bad. God damn it. Somebody let me know what the name of that place is. It's over there on like low end of Villard. Yep, low end of Villard. Nah, not Tony's. That's up further. This is new. I can't remember the name of it. It's godly. Yum Yum. There we go. I knew somebody. Come on, man. Give it up for the Outlaw family. Like they know. They got my back. Yum Yum. Chicken and fish over there on Villard. That's some brothers who got that. So you're right, Chris. Right, Rock. Shout out to Rock, man. Shout out to Rock, man. Shout out to Rock. Jimmy's
Rock?
Grill. Jimmy's Grill down there.
Little Chinese dude named Jimmy.
Mama Jenkins, you are correct. That is Hampton and not Villard. I apologize.
That's what you was confusing me at, because I'm like, damn, the low end of Villard is a park.
Right, I know. I fucked that all up. I'm sorry. But see, they don't pay me, so it's not like, I'm just saying.
I understand. I suffer from that same thing.
I can't really remember your address when you ain't never hit the Cash App, right? Like, I don't know. He on Valete somewhere. This motherfucker, I'm on Titonia. What are you talking about?
So my memory attached to endorsement.
She said, I have two cousins. I have a cousin, one of my cousins owns Lounge 340, and then I have another cousin who has the Rainbow Lounge, or not Rainbow, Waterfall Lounge. I say Rainbow. Ain't called a Rainbow. He said, hold on, Kev. Your cousin bar called what?
What kind of bar is this?
The Blue Oyster. No, he owns, it's called the Waterfall Lounge. I mean, my point is people are just starting businesses, man. They yeah, Sharon, I seen that Tony's is moving into the old Gold Rush on 27th and North Avenue. I hope, you know what? Tony's at one point I did used to like the food there. I'm not, I don't want to fuck with nobody's business. A lot of people I know used to complain about his mom because she used to be in there snapping on people. But the last time I went there and got ribs, they just wasn't that good. Like I've been to
All I know is ever since they took the sign off the wall that say they had his number to call if you had any problem, it ain't never been the same.
Okay. I've been in there with her snapping on people. I've been in there where she was like cussing, like, like really. I'm like, damn. So yeah, but I mean it's people eat there. So I mean it's a black man with a business. And them old white people on 27th and North Avenue had gotten a little beside themselves in their later years. I used to actually work for Employ Milwaukee right across the street on 27th and North Avenue.
Yeah.
And I went over there one day, like, let me run over here and grab me some wangs. And I had my phone. And this old white man was like, yo, you can't even be in here talking on that. You got to get out of here with that. Yeah, and I'm like, I just spent $25 on a wing platter. You talking about I got to get out with my phone? Well, give me my money back. Me and him got into it. Well, the food is already ordered. I said,
that's why he got that audacity like that.
Yeah, he was an ex-cop. Yeah, he was. But I'm sure he was still, tapped in with him. That's how he lived on. That's how his restaurant was on 27th North so clean for so long. But yeah, he said, well, the food already dropped. I said, well, the call was already in session. What's the difference? And then he was like, well, it says that I got to sign up and all this. I'm like, I don't care nothing about that, man. You're not talking to a teenager. I have to let him know this is a work call. What you talking about? So me and him got into it. I just said, I will never go there again. And I didn't. Mm-hmm. She said, Mama Jenkins said, I will, and his business is not good. She said, call a spade a spade. Them was the damn cops.
Yeah. Hey, look, we had me and Rand them had a spot down there back in like 96, man. And I remember getting into it with the motherfuckers over the phone. We used to order from them damn near every day too, dog. I got into it with the motherfuckers on the phone. That spot got raided the next day.
Damn, for real?
No bullshit.
See, I get into it with this white dude up here on 65th and Villard at Golden Chicken or Gold Rush or whatever it is, because he's a cocky white dude and he'll get smart with you on the phone. Like I had to go into, I told y'all in spin mode a couple weeks ago when I went in there to pay. He's like, well, where your ID? What you talking about, man? Here. Well, no chicken for you. No chicken for me. What the fuck? Who the fuck is you talking to? So I had to cuss him out it was on a Sunday. I had to cuss him out in front of some old sisters and tell them, oh, excuse my French. They just looked at me like, oh Lord, because I was letting dude have it. Like, man, who the you talking to, man? You and your chicken. So yeah, but that's what happens. But when we have people in our community that don't serve us and we still patronize them, because I know I ain't the only brother he done never got smart with. Right. I know because this dude has an attitude. Like I got into it with him years ago, and we went 3-4 years, and I never ordered again from there. And I just said, you know what? It's Sunday. Popeyes don't never have no bucket. They don't have no biscuits. We don't have no coke, whatever. Popeyes is ever the most horrible place in the world to go and get chicken. And so I'm like,
he said that's what you get for coming back.
Right. And that's why I didn't get nothing. That's why I walked out. You ain't got to swipe my card. And I'm not fiending for fried chicken, so it ain't that serious. I'll go somewhere else.
If I get into it with you, I'll never come in your restaurant again. You'll never get the chance to pour into me.
No, or spit on my shit like this. That one nigger. Did he say 89th and Arden? Ah, shit. Give me that chicken. I'll be at the crib. This is good. He's straight phlegm. You got a phlegm sandwich. This is y'all. What's the trend right now with them robbing the postal carriers? Let's see, just some more people just got arrested. They robbed 2 of the postal carriers. Now we talk about this poverty, man. They are robbing the mailman.
Knew somebody's package was coming.
Yeah, what's coming through the mail? Is this because we had one who got killed last year, and this seemed like it was drug connected.
You notice they stopped talking about it.
Yeah, didn't they? It must have been some. My mom used to say drugs.
Hey, I thought.
Yeah,
I heard something before. I thought I heard something before.
That's my theory on it was drugs.
Go ahead, Kamar.
I thought I heard something before about him talking about instead of getting them keys so they can steal packages and shit.
Okay, so going to the big
Yeah,
mailbox.
that's what I heard. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know if that was what it was about, but I'd heard some shit like that.
Yeah, it's just coincidental that we have these, like, it's a rash of but you know what? Everybody, they robbing armored trucks. Like, everybody gets, like, I'm surprised more of these I don't want to say it. I want to knock on wood. I'd be surprised that more of these food trucks don't get, because people like, everything gets robbed here. It'd be like, man, it just
example, right? Here's an example. Like, you get the mailman who be going to hit up all them Barada properties and shit. Well, you know, he got master keys to get into them buildings. So if somebody got a package coming somewhere, they got the key to go get in there and get the package after it get dropped off. You see what I'm saying?
Right, okay.
Man, they after that dope that's coming through the mail.
I'm just saying that was the story. That was the storyline of what could have been going on back then. What I heard.
Yeah.
Mama Jenkins, she's in the chat room. She said they did have some well done chicken and the fucking place was clean. Plus, those people were business friendly. I think she's talking about on 27th and North. Yeah, it was. That's what I'm saying. Like, my memory of being a little kid and we would go down there. My parents would order and then we go pick it up. So I remember that, and the food was always good. You know, it just got to take too long. Like, as I got older, I'm like, they take too goddamn long with this food. Serena said the mail people are delivering drugs. She said, man, they deliver drugs.
Damn.
Yeah, Earl, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, they be dropping that shit off.
Earl, he wasn't IDing me to buy chicken. He was IDing me because I wanted to use my card. That's why he was IDing me. But I'm so obviously not a credit card scammer. People say, well, how would he know? Well, first of all, because I've called and ordered on the phone so many times. You should know.
You got mad at him for doing it the right way.
No, you know what? If he'd have said to me, well, sir, our policy is if you don't have your ID, I can't allow you to use your credit card. I'm without it. And I said, well, man, I've been calling here forever. Here's my address. And he said, all right. But his thing was, where your ID at? I said, oh man, I don't have it. I just kind of ran out the house to get, I just called. He looked at me and said, no ID, no chicken for you. And so to me,
that's what did it to
that
you
was
right
disrespectful.
there when he said that.
Right, that was disrespectful. Just the way he said it, like, bad nigger.
And it just your chicken and left.
Basically, that's Kamar. You feel me, Kamar? You just Kamar.
I feel you. Hey man, I go somewhere to eat. If I go somewhere to eat, I don't want no resistance, none whatsoever about nothing. You know what I mean? If it's any kind of issue, I'm ready to walk right the fuck up out that motherfucker.
Right.
That's how I am.
I'm spending my money. Listen, my wife, I'm telling you, my wife taught when we first got married, especially because I'm from Milwaukee, so I guess I'm kind of desensitized to sometimes people have attitudes and shit, right? Like the Milwaukee way a lot of time is just, we just some snarky ass people. But we go in restaurants and she would pack up. I'm talking about our baby. We got the baby in the car seat. It's cold and got in there, took your coat off. He's got the baby set up in the high chair, and the waitress would get smart. And she's packing up. We will not be eating here. I'm hungry. But we'd be in a drive-thru and the girl on the speaker would say something she didn't like. She's gonna pull. Wait, you didn't stop at the window. I'm not spending my money here. She just pulled out the driveway. Out the drive-thru. And I start thinking, like, well, she's right. Mm-hmm. If I'm spending my money with you, you need to respect me. You need to speak to me a certain way. You need to be professional. Because I'm not, I don't have to spend my money here. Mama Jenkins said Golden Chicken on Villa is another business that food is good, but the fucking attitudes is fucked. That's what I'm talking about. He said cheeseburgers in the box. You talking about Golden? Yeah, they did. They used to have good burgers, man. They did. They over there on 27. Them cops sure knew they could cook. Said no chicken for you, black man. That's exactly what he said. Said good night. Good. Shout out to you, Shabaka. Thanks for coming through. He said good night, Outlaws. Thanks for having me.
Peace.
Earl said, sounds like something you hear on Saturday Night Live. No chicken for you. I mean, he really, the audacity of him acting like this would totally ruin my day because I'm a black man. right? No chicken for you. Like, you'll learn next time, nigger, to carry your papers. You know, and you're right, Sire. He wasn't totally wrong. It's just how he said it. If he just said sorry, and you know what's so funny is I actually walked out of the restaurant, and when he first said it, I just I walked out. I said, all right, whatever. And then I remember, you know what? I do got my ID. And I went back in there because I was finna give him my ID. That's what happened. I went back in with the intention to say, okay, here go my ID. So when I walked in and he said, I just told you, no ID, no chicken for you. That's what he said. That's what set me off. That's how it happened. Because I came back, I'm like, oh, I do got my ID. Man, damn, how did I, forget that I got my wallet right here? And so I went back through the door, and that's when he said, no chicken for you. And I had my ID and my card in my hand. So fuck him. I'll never go there again. That's the point. You only got to burn me once. Now, I know people here like to cheer for people's downfall, but y'all see the little rapper brother, what's his name? Lil Frank. And we've had Ken Black, the comedian, on here. Frank. Yeah, we've had Ken Black, the comedian, on here, and Ken Black destroyed. He absolutely destroyed Lil Frank, but everybody talks about him because he's effeminate. But did you see this case he's caught now? Where he's in the stolen Beamer and he's doing 100 miles per hour and he hit the pregnant white lady from Tulsa. Yeah, he's about to go away for a while. They're gonna put him away, But this is another thing with y'all who still think riding in stolies or riding in a stolen car, doing 100 down, I don't know, you buy Mayfair, right? Like, why are you doing 100? Like, why are you? What street is it in Milwaukee that you need to be doing 100 miles per hour down?
Right.
Yeah, because you can get damn near anywhere within 10 minutes if you use one of the main streets. Why are you doing 100 down Fond du Lac? I just think people need to start, they need to start like thinking about these kinds of decisions. She said, when these mail carriers start shooting these motherfuckers, then they would think twice about robbing them. Mama Jenkins said the mail carriers don't start shooting them. Hey, what Kamar said it, occupational hazard. Hey. This is what you're gonna do. Like, it's
maybe they should start letting mail carriers carry their weapons. Then
it's gonna have to come eventually.
You know what I mean? If it's a threat like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they should let them carry their weapons. But now the thing is, you have to take the class and all that shit. You gotta, you know what I mean, really go through the whole protocol too.
And you know what? Once again, shout out to Eddie Silas and shout out to Eagle Eye Shaw, Eagle Eye Security LLC, who sponsors our show. If you want to get certified, the brother Eddie Silas, who is also a trainer and somebody who does the CCW classes, he's got his own store now, Prolific Arms on the South Side. We're gonna do a show from there. But he and I we've been talking about starting Trigger Happy TV. So you're gonna see that, and I'm hoping I can get Eagle Eyes was just on YouTube, on Facebook in shooting competitions. Like, he's out competing, shooting iron targets. I tried to share some of it in the People's News Network. This brother's like Clint Eastwood. Like, he's just go. I'm like, dude, is for real. So we definitely got to get him and Eddie Silas, man. And we can all sit down. If you love guns, if you love guns and you believe in the safe ownership of them, like myself, the responsible ownership, it's gonna be something for you to see. You're right, Mama Jenkins. He jumped out and ran. This dude was just stealing. He was on, like, what, he got caught on ring stealing somebody's boxes off their porch, and like, I think he might have been on probation for that. That's what I'm saying. When we criticize these young rappers and we criticize these young people who out here and for how they acting, sometimes we don't know these motherfuckers is really dealing with some shit, some real mental health issues. Like, something's going on with this brother. Like, it's wild out here. These pills and people got all these crazy addictions. I think we need to have a little bit more mercy on some of the young people. Right?
Hey, like, your past traumas ain't our problem.
Okay,
it's your problem. You got to get you straight up. You got to fix that shit.
Right.
The world don't give a fuck if you got an issue. They'll put your ass away.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. So we've discussed on here locking the kids up and making like stiffer, more harsh penalties for the stolies. And then my brother Dion calls and says, well, you got to be careful with just shooting laws through, because a lot of times it becomes crazy and people who ain't really guilty end up suffering for it. CATCH22.
Yep.
You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. So you stuck saying, well, what the fuck are we gonna do? I seen that they put Kia offered the software upgrade where you can go. They had where people could come up to the dealerships and get their software upgraded to make them less easy to steal. I posted the most stolen cars in America in 2023 in the People's News Network, and Kia was like 5 of the top 7. All different models of Kias. It's just like, damn. She said, good idea. I carry my shit and I don't work, but these crazy ass people are fucking stupid. I would like to not have to carry a gun everywhere I went. She said, just because he got trauma, now we got to be traumatized. Ain't that always the question, though?
But just carrying a gun don't guarantee ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Going back to what they were saying about if the male person carries a gun, then you're gonna have the male person getting robbed for their gun because they got mail in one hand, bag in the other hand. What they supposed to do with their gun with?
That's true.
Good point. That's another point.
I guess my answer would be training for those who were gonna carry, to be taught how to have that mail bag position, have one right hand, have a hand free. And in this case, you would need something very compact and something very streamlined. So ain't nobody pulling out no long ass 44 Magnum. They had to have something like a subcompact, and that.
Man, you better get them that goddamn mail bag and go on about your business.
But the other brother was killed for it. Like he was murdered. I don't even think he gave a chance.
He probably didn't want to give it up. He probably was in on it or something, man. That was some dope. I don't care what nobody say with that one. That was dope, getting delivered to a abandoned house.
Uh-oh.
Come on now. He robbed them dope dealers, man.
They said that man was a preacher.
Mad, but that's it. I don't care. Preachers do dope.
Hey, so was one of the grave diggers.
You said so was who?
So was one of them grave digger niggas from back in the day. He was a preacher too.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, you mean that was the body snatchers? You talking about Mike?
Yeah, the body snatchers. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh wow! Please don't bring that up. Please don't bring that up.
Yeah, the kingpin preacher.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
My whole neighborhood just put their head down and walked away.
Being a preacher don't mean nothing. That hey man.
Ouch. That was a low blow, Kumar. He say capital wept. Capital wept. I'm sorry, y'all.
Did, man, because they was connected through the whole city.
I thought you was talking about the preacher from Harlem back in the days. There was like just killing it. Remember the drug dealer? The drug dealer that they always talk about?
You talking about the preacher of the Black Hand of Harlem.
Yeah. This dude was like, I mean, you watch they talking about his trial. This dude had, man, it was so many people dude was responsible for killing his son, his daughter, like his whole family was implicated. His son was one of his main killers. Talking about like 50, 60, 70 people. And dude was in court like, y'all the hypocrites.
He told on his son.
Yeah, you gotta watch it, man. It's crazy. Serena said, me either. My fear, she said, my fear is having to use it, still going to jail until they investigate. They have to be an imminent threat. Yeah, well, I mean, but if that's look, I'll go sit until they figure it out. Like, no, we gotta let them go. She said, read the criminal complaint about the mail carrier. Yeah, they're saying body snatchers. Y'all, once again, give it up for Capital, y'all. Give it up for us. Yeah. It's a sad part of Milwaukee's history. I hate that. I hate that happened to those families with the body snatchers. But yeah, man. I don't. Tierman Spencer, City Attorney Tierman Spencer. I spoke with him today. He's about to announce his run for re-election. If people listen to the show, they know I rock with Tierman Spencer. Tierman is my guy. I rock with Tierman. In the front page of the Journal Sentinel today, what'd you see? Tierman Spencer. But what's crazy is this has been going on for a long time, and it's not new news, but they put it right on the right on the front cover, big bold letters, and got his picture sitting up there. And I'm like, boy, they will vilify a brother. Like, I'm not saying the people don't know. I mean, shouldn't know what's going on. I'm just saying when it's one of us. I mean, Trump is on trial right now, and he down there cussing everybody, everything except for a child of God. Trump is snapping out. Judges, you got to get him quiet. If it was a brother, they'd probably they'll physically, I don't seen brothers get physically gagged in a courtroom by a judge. But yeah, Tierman's gonna come on. So I'll let Tierman, he'll come on and talk about these allegations, and said he put his hand on a woman's leg, and now there's, it's a crazy situation. It's what happened when you start playing with these politicians in this city. But I'm gonna support Tierman Spencer, of course, for his reelection. And I'm gonna let him speak, because I know a lot of times when we get accused of something, nobody will give that person a platform. So I would encourage any other person who has a platform, who has an outlet, holler at the brother and let him come on and tell his truth, man, and tell the people what they need to know about what he's been doing.
Definitely will.
I actually mentioned you to him. I mentioned him to you, Sayer. I said, well, so you got a couple platforms where you can come on and talk. We just had David King on. I don't know if you heard that show. So yeah, we had David King on the other night. Shout out to Dr. David King. She said, wait, what about the Joe Acevedo case? They donated his heart, and the medical examiner testified that she don't know where it's at. Oh, they finally found her. I thought the holdup on the case was the medical examiner was missing. They done lost a man's heart. Yikes. Oh, man.
So where the dead person it was supposed to go to then?
Right. I don't know. This trial just started. It just started. She said, bring him on the show. Oh, no, definitely. Tierman's coming on. He's coming on. Tierman Spencer's coming on. She said, good night, Outlaws. Shout out to you, my sister. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Tierman's coming on. He just, he called me and just was like, yo, how's things going? And I'm about to run again. So I said, I got you. Tierman will be on. And I just think he's the first black city attorney in the history of the city, and he's come into a situation where there was a whole change that had to be made in the structure of the office, and you get vilified. Now, also, this is one of those questions on, you touch somebody's knee, or what's harassment and all this kind of shit. That's a slippery slope. We know a lot of older brothers. Yeah. A lot of older brothers, the way they deal with women is the way they deal. Like, they'll say, "Hey, sweetheart, how you doing?" He don't mean nothing by it. Or, he might think it's slick to say, "Girl, your hair look nice today." He just, old school with his suit on or whatever. And that's how the older brothers was. But now women be like, don't say that shit to me at work. I don't know if he touched her leg or not. I don't know. We'll see. You're definitely right, Serena. They've been at him since day one, since he walked in there. So get him on here. Kamar, what you got coming up this weekend? I was raining like hell today. I thought it was supposed to warm up.
No, this weekend, let's see. This weekend is Saturday. I'll be at the Winter Farmers Market, and the House of Vitality gonna be open all week. The rest of the week just through Saturday from 11 to 7.
Yeah, man, we trying to do this coat drive. Kamar, House of Vitality is taking donations as well too, right?
Yeah, I got a few, Coach.
Okay, you got some already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Yeah, we trying to get this coat drive. I want to really be able to put some coats on.
Gets down.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, and that's good. She said, get to know him. He's down to earth. Well, the older brothers that I came up with were more like Tierman than Chevy. Like, I grew up around the old dudes who put you up on some shit and say, "Listen here, let me tell you something." When an old dude say, "Let me tell you something," you got to listen. Come here, young blood. Let me tell you something. Oh shit, time to soak up. She said those Peckerwoods are up. They beat that old raggedy Grant Langley. Those Peckerwoods up there. Oh, upset that he beat the old. The old raggedy Grant, the old city attorney. Yes. Yeah, he upset that was a whole he kind of snuck in there. And she said how to donate, Kamar. Well, if you want to donate to the coat drive, Kamar, what's your address? How do
we bring the coats up to the Sherman Phoenix to the House of Vitality, 3536 West Fond du Lac. Look for the Tiki Bar.
Okay. Yeah, Sherman Phoenix, House of Vitality. If you got old coats, we wanna really get some people warmed up. I keep telling y'all, man, as more gets y'all see Bigfoot was in Denver. I've been meaning to ask Paris about that. I don't know if he's still on. This is my old footage of the people on the train, older footage about a couple of weeks now. People on the train and Bigfoot is just they going through the mountains and y'all see Bigfoot just chilling, sitting on in the trees, just chilling. Did y'all see this?
Nah.
Somebody in the chat room said Tierman. He said, "Fuck Tierman Spencer, that corrupt piece of shit. Tell him to quit covering up for corrupt cops and stop committing crimes." Oh, okay.
Huh?
Jay, there you go.
What is they talking about?
Somebody named Jay.
I wish they had a name and they could call this. We'd like to hear that.
Yeah. Jay, you got a powerful opinion. I've never had any issues with it.
Do they know we talking about the city attorney and not the district attorney?
Yeah, they said Tierman Spencer specifically. I didn't stutter. They was very clear with what they said. Serena said I have to bring. She said she have to bring some coats. She said she two to bring. I'm sorry, she has 2 coats to bring. She said she'll bring them up there after work tomorrow, Kamar.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. I got to look through here. I know my kids got some old coats around here from when they was smaller. So I'll bring them up there too, Kamar. I'm gonna bring them up to the Sherman Phoenix. I just gotta
talk to Courtney, right? Because like I ain't got too much space, and we need to know where to take them.
I thought once again, I thought she'd be here tonight. I know she has class, so I don't know.
We stacking them up for now. But, yeah.
What time? She said, "What time do you close?" Serena asked, "What time do you close?"
7 o'clock.
Okay. Because also what we plan on doing is because we want to make sure everything is on the up and up. So when we can get enough donations, we're going to take them and wash them and get them all cleaned up for people. So it'll be done correctly. But yeah, I was just trying to build up support, man. It might take longer than we thought. But it sounds like Kamar, like you said, where's the space? I think the spot where we'll store them will be her friend's place.
Okay.
We'll have to get it from her. We'll get it from Courtney and give more details to y'all. But yeah, man, I'm glad Bigfoot has shown himself. Like I believe in Bigfoot. I believe in UFOs and aliens. I'm on the fence with ghosts, right? I'm on the fence with that. But I believe in Bigfoot and aliens. I do. So that's just my thing. Bro, what you got popping, man? Because the seasons is no more gardens for us and none of that. What you got popping?
I still got some greens out there. I'm gonna probably pull for Thanksgiving, and that'll be the final thing out my garden. But for this weekend, I got three wines I'm bottling up. I got a apple cinnamon wine, a white grape wine, and a red grape wine. So I'll be bottling those up this weekend, so that they could sit and age, at least to the holidays.
Okay. Yeah, my garden is a dead thing. It's dead. I tried to save my habaneros, but we couldn't. It's just,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. We brought them in the house, and then my wife said something fell off the plant. So once you do that in the house, you got to get back out the house. So it's a done deal now. But I plan on being back next spring. I do. Sire, now, how do people catch your show? Because people ask me that all the time. How do we catch your show?
Oh, and they can catch us Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can go to hiddenhardradio.com. That's our website. One of the pages in Facebook jail, so we ain't been on Facebook. We've been on YouTube at WHHP-TV, and we on Twitch, and we are the Pulse of the City.
Pulse of the City. Okay. Pulse of the City.
Yeah.
Hidden Heart Radio. Cy Williams. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Mama Jenkins says she's gonna donate some hats and gloves next week, Kamar. That's good. We appreciate all of the we really want to we really want to do this. We really want to. I want to just see the look on some people's faces when we can get them some coats and stuff for the kids. I hate to see kids suffering in the cold. Before we go, I think the one of the other conversations is Yvonne Orji, who is an actress. I don't know if y'all watched Insecure. I used to watch Insecure. I loved Issa Rae. Insecure, that was a great show. But Yvonne Orji is she's 40 years old, 39. She says she's still a virgin, and she's not going to change that until she gets married. And Ocho Cinco was talking to Shannon Sharp, and so he's saying like, I want to hook you up with her, and Shannon Sharp was like, nah, I got to have a sinner. I don't want no virgin. So then the hot topic became a lot of women coming out saying I'm a virgin and I'm 40 or I'm 50. And I see clips all over Instagram where they're saying, no, I've chosen not to do it. And so the topic became amongst men like, would you want to marry a 40-year-old virgin? Or like, a 50-year-old virgin? Like the men was saying like,
you can identify what they want to identify as, Kevin.
I mean, no, I'm saying if you met a woman and she said she was a 50-year-old virgin, would you say, oh, that's cool? Like I'm cool, right?
I tell her you can identify as what you want to identify as.
So you wouldn't believe her.
Is that like when people say on the 4th of the year they ain't had sex all year?
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about actual women who say I've never, because she's part of it is her religious commitment. So she said, I ain't gotta lie. No, I'm 40 years old and I'm I'm saving it. And then so I seen one brother say, well, saving it for who? You 40. Like who's gonna want it? So Dion, you just chiming in. What's popping with you? I thought I had Dion. I do got Dion. Dion, what's up? No, I don't. We'll get him in. Mama Jenkins said, she said, good for her. She missing out. Dion, you with us now?
Man, how you niggas about that? What you about to do, man? You about to end the show this motherfucker early, man. Man, what the fuck, man? We normally on about 10 o'clock. I ain't even made it back to Grafton yet. I've been trying to hold on and shit, man, before I call. Man, you must got something to do this weekend. How the fellas doing Outlaw Nation?
Peace.
On the road, where my nigga Sean at, man? I seen you. He had some nice little jogger suits on. I'm gonna have to check one of them motherfuckers out, man. I like them joggers and shit, man. I'm gonna have to bring a coat or two down there, bull. I got some shit. I got a lot of shit I don't want. Normally I take that shit down there to the homeless shelter on 13th and Elite. But if y'all got, doing a little coat drive, I got one or two coats I could possibly get rid of, help somebody out. I'm gonna have to search the motherfuckers, make sure ain't no money up in there, you know what I'm saying? Cause you know how niggas be, we hire.
We got that part. We got that part covered, Dion. Don't worry about that.
No, I gotta make sure, man. But other than that, though, man,
check pockets
I'm listening.
well.
I'm like, yeah, but you check pockets well.
Yeah, I check pockets.
Hey, you ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm definitely, glad that the show been going well. You've been consistent, Kev. Cheers. I give you a round of applause, man. I'm happy about that. Hopefully we can. I know Thanksgiving coming up and it's gonna be a break, so I got to get ready for that, But I definitely, but I definitely been enjoying it, listening to y'all talk a little shit, getting on some of the topics. But man, though, Kev, there's a lot still going on. You still got 30 more minutes to cover some things, man. At least give us the 10 o'clock, man. God damn, man. You're going to have to start charging for this shit, kid. You got to start charging for this shit, boy. But on the real, man, like always, man, I enjoy y'all, man. I see the old witch lady ain't on here no more and shit, you know what I'm saying? But wherever she at, I hope she's safe. I hope you brothers are safe. The weekend coming up.
She'll be back. We doing the coat drive. I hope she ain't quit. We smack drive in the middle. We smack drive in the middle of a coat drive. I think she's.
It's a place. Believe me, it's a place to get them coats out. Once y'all collect them, there's always somebody in need of a coat, though. You know what I'm saying? But as always, I enjoy the show. Love you niggas, man. 100. I'm gonna have to get down there and get me old sea moss smoothie from bull.
Dion,
You know,
before you
Kev,
go, let me ask
what
you a
up?
question though. Would you
Yes, sir.
be in a relationship with a woman if she said, I'm a 49-year-old virgin and you can't have sex with me until we get married? Would you be in a relationship
I'm
with
gonna
her?
keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. I don't want a bitch if she got a physical element. So I know because I'm trying to get some coochie. I ain't trying to get all this and all that. Like, you know, and I was looking at that today. Check it out, right? I'm 45 years old. I'll be 46 this month on the 21st. And I said, when you older and dating, you know, when like I was looking at this woman at the school I worked, her leg messed up. You know, you try to put her legs up too high. She like, you can't do me like that. You know, you can't slap this thing and smack cheeks like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, when you get older and you get to messing with these older women, man, you can't bend them over and twist them and turn them. And I'm a big old nigga. I'm 289 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So I can't lay on top of a woman like that. She can't take that from me, you know? So nah, man, I don't want to date no woman that's no virgin, though. It'll be a challenge, though, to get some of them snacks, though, but I ain't got that much time in my life, you know? Like we always say, man, we got more time behind us than ahead of us. Baby, if you been had that snatch for 49 years, ain't nobody took it from you, you take that motherfucker to the grave with
Well, hold on, no, not take it from you. Not take
I ain't
it.
talking about rape, you know what I'm talking about. You know, ain't no nigga. You know how a nigga kinda. You know, a woman already knows she gonna get niggas draws anyway when she meet her up. When they meet her up, you know what I'm saying? So you know, hey, Kev, I can't really talk, but I'm gonna hit on some things that we was talking about when we was down there. When we, for full soft opening. Yeah, I ain't. But you know what I'm talking about though. Man, I'm trying to get that, man. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I know you said, man, don't cross them lines, but man, I don't know though. I like to bite the apple on that one though. I ain't gonna even lie to you, kid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I might get lucky, I might not though. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put my all into it. And a lot of times women like consistency. And that's one thing I do. I'm consistent. You know what I'm saying? And all I gotta do is get in front of you. If I make you laugh, I got you. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna reel you on in after that.
Hold on.
And I got good.
I told you. Well, hold on. I'm thinking about the conversation.
Yeah, you already know who we talking about, man. I can't really. I might have to inbox you. Inbox
you. You are definitely gonna have to inbox me because I do. Yeah,
you got a short memory though. You know what I'm saying? But man, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot for that. I'm shooting for the stars with that one, boy. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. I love all y'all, Real, Kev, all the Outlaw family. Sean, I hope you're safe out there. Whatever you're doing, bro, don't get yourself in no bullshit. Bro, be all this some weird shit. He gotta be careful with that, cause these niggas don't be playing no games out here. On the real, I don't love the community that much. If I see a nigga whipping on his bra, I'm gonna come like, hey, don't you do that to her? Like, you don't know what she did. He probably could have walked up in there, had a nigga bent her over. He gave the nigga a pass, cause on the real, you ain't never supposed to come at the nigga because the nigga ain't doing no more than the bra to let him do. He probably came in there, had her bent over, everything up in her, and then he putting it on her. And you come with the flashlight like, hey, brother, stop that. And this man and his emotions though. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully my nigga's safe. He warm. He's safe somewhere.
Man.
Hopefully he laid up with something thick. Laying back chilling. And until Monday, Outlaws, we do this all over again, man. Love y'all and peace from the real one. You understand? Love, bro.
All right, my brother. All right. We instantaneously go from a family-friendly show to HBO After Dark when Dion calls in. I can guarantee you every time. Asaya, I wanted to hear what you had to say too about, because I know you and Ram have a lot of conversations with black women about relationship things. We don't do a whole lot of relationship stuff on here. We talk about the relationship between men and women, but we don't get into the specifics of it. So 40 years old, you meet her, she's nice. 45 years old, she say, hey, I'm a virgin and we can't do anything until we get married. Are you in there, or are you like, well, baby, I'm good?
If I'm interested in it and I'm feeling there and we connect, yeah, I'm with it. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay. And you be willing to marry her?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You get to look at it like this. You all she knows. You the biggest, you the best.
that. But let me ask you this. Say this, but you don't get married right away. So we talking about 2 years in, y'all just talking. Maybe y'all just got engaged, and she's still saying, "Well, I'm not ready because we ain't married." You've been with her 2 years. You still like, "Well, baby, you worth the wait." You cool with that? Because now we 48, so you still cool with that? You like, I'm cool. I'm saying,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I can work with that.
Okay.
Me personally, I can work with that.
Okay. Real, what about you? 40 years old. Right, 40 years old, she say, because Kamar said he'll tell her you could pretty much call yourself whatever you want. If you want to be called a virgin, I will call you one. but,
Right.
but I mean, she ain't just saying she is. You don't have no action. You're gonna be.
You really don't know if she is, but I mean, I feel, but at the same time, I feel like Sair. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that just don't mean whether I may believe you, I may not believe you.
Okay. Real, what about you? Would you wait? You say, okay, well, I'm shutting it down till we get married. Ain't no, they say touching and agreeing, none of that. We cool.
Man, shit, I'm 40 now, man. I don't think I want to backtrack. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess I'm like the other motherfucker, Sharp. Like I don't want I mean, I guess is she a virgin or is she approved? I mean, it's a difference. Like virgin just means she ain't got around to it yet, but I don't want to get around to it finally and find out she got all kind of like I would need to know why she's a virgin. Is it like a religious belief or something like that? Because I don't fuck with Christians anymore anyway. So if she say that,
damn,
she yeah, I ain't got time for them that kind of mental bondage no more, man.
Okay.
So
so you would never date a woman if she said she was a Christian. You wouldn't date her.
Not no more. Nah, I'm free of that shit. I don't want to have to because it's like this. They hold you back. I mean, not hold you back, but I ain't got time to be explaining everything I do and why it isn't really the sin that she was indoctrinated and brainwashed into believing. So like that virgin shit, I mean, I would need more information. If she a virgin because she ain't got around to it yet, something like that. But if it's religious reasons, she already approved to me. And then I guess I would have to find out if she vaginally not a virgin or if she's not a virgin at all. Cause I knew girls all growing up that said they were a virgin, but shit, they mouth and ass wasn't. So it all depends on.
Oh my God.
Real shit. I knew plenty of girls. I'm a virgin. Yeah, you ain't gave nobody pussy yet, but you done gave them ass, head, all kinds of shit. So me, I ain't going backwards, man, and I especially ain't about to call you my girl or my lady if we ain't never fucked. I've been fucking since I was 11. I'm not about to stop now. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to be okay with me fucking somebody else until you ready to fuck. But
okay, you never cease to amaze me. We just learned a lot. I'm gonna say this, and it don't apply to me because I've been married forever, right? We've been married forever, but I don't think I could ever go into a relationship with a woman and she says we're not gonna have sex until we get married.
Right.
I don't see myself, maybe if we was 12 when we met, maybe if we were 11 when we met, then you say, okay, well, I'll wait. But as as of, like you say, as a grown man at this point, it's like, I'm cool. And I respect your decision. I would tell her I respect your decision, but that's just not something that I'm interested. I don't necessarily want to wait for that. I think, and I say, well, Kevin, you don't know. I would prefer not to be the only one with any experience in a relationship. Especially if we talking about really being able to take care of each other long term. Sharina said, hit it and it ain't all that. Then was it really worth it? I mean, I don't know about it not being all that, but maybe just in terms of your experience versus somebody who has none, it's like it seemed like it would be a little incompatible. So if you were the type of person who said, no, this is what I like, this is what I'm experiencing, this is what you got to do to please me, then dealing with somebody who's never even been in the room, been on in that realm where they would say, well, I don't know. You don't spend a lot of long nights laying there like, man, I ain't just a bitch. So
Hey, shit, I ain't about, man.
but people say there's a lot of beauty in people who take sworn sworn statements of you know, being celibate.
That's
There's these
different.
people.
They was fucking. They just chose to give it a break. So they don't think it's nasty. They ain't prudish and shit. They just said, "Hey, I'm at a point in my life where I realize I need to take a break and detoxify and cut these soul ties, whatever the fuck." But for somebody who's never done it up until 40, it's like, man, I mean, if she's teachable, that's one thing. But it's like, man, you gotta on some real shit, you gotta be fucking for a certain amount of time to even become
Good
comfortable
at it.
enough with yourself to be good, right? But
Right.
like, you don't want nobody laid there like this and shit, and even like, man, I ain't trying to go back to that shit.
I don't want to listen. First of all, I don't, because this is such a man conversation, right? Because for men, sex is the deal breaker a lot of times for us. The brothers be like, for real, like, nah, man, what you gonna do? Like, I'm just saying, like, well, no, I love you. I want to take my, yeah, I hear all that. I'm just saying, what you gonna do, right? And so we talk about catch-22. It becomes for women who might feel rushed into the situation, or feel like that men put too much of a premium on it in a relationship. So that's where this plays into the conversation. That like 40 years old is a bit advanced, because what I really look at, I think it's all about what's behind the curtain. And so what I look at is, why to this point, like, how have you been able to not be married to somebody by this point then? You know what I'm saying? If you were young, 20 something, fine, beautiful young lady, and you said, well, no, I'm holding that. And then now you 40 and you still holding it. I'm like, well, what's going on? Like, I don't.
She was holding it. Wasn't nobody about to stick around for all that shit. That's why she made it to 40.
I don't know, man. The conversation about sex and all of that gets so complicated. And you think you get old to our age and it won't be. You think, well, shit, that's just growing. It's almost more complicated now than it's ever been, because I said 2023 was the year of the sucker, but it's like the year of feelings. Like, this is the year everybody had feelings. Like, people just, no, you gotta feel it. What about their feelings? So you got, as men, we have to start talking about, like, maybe we're the reason why society is so hypersexual, because men want to see this shit 24/7. So maybe men, our obsession with sex is part of the issue. There's always ways you can improve. I don't know. I'm just kind of hypothesizing. I don't know. And you talked about the religious aspect of it. Is that a problem, or does religion really give it structure so it can be done how it should? When you say, well, people, you shouldn't do this if you're not married, God says that's fornication, you shouldn't lust after. Like, if you take all of that stuff out, but then it becomes repressed, and you got people who go to church but they're doing it anyways. Catch-22. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, right? So usually people say you might as well do it. I don't know. I just personally, that wouldn't work for me. I want to, like I said, I want to thank y'all for chiming in, man. We won't be back on until Wednesday. I'm thinking I still want to add another night, but I got to work with this Trigger Happy TV, because I wanted to bring back the Big Black Sports Show, and I still would love to do the Big Black Sports Show. As a matter of fact, me and Ram have been talking about doing the Big Black Sports Show. I just want brothers who really want to talk about sports, though. So it'll be a pointed conversation. But I want to work on this Trigger Happy TV. So we're gonna add something to Outlaw Radio either way it go. So we appreciate your support, man. I don't know if everybody's first I want to shout out to Tupac and E40, because they both got streets named after him in Oakland and Vallejo. If y'all haven't seen this, they got streets named after him, and Tupac got a street named after him in Oakland, which is cool because, you know, he's not from Oakland, but, you know, Oakland really loves to claim Tupac. I think he deserves a street named after him. E40 too. I mean, I love E40. His music, I should say. I don't know him personally to say I love him. I love his music. But Tupac's music was so impactful, and every time I look at some of the stuff, just you listen to some of the music, like with this whole Keefe D thing, the trial of Keefe D, who they're saying has a public defender now because he doesn't have a lawyer to defend him in his Tupac murder. He's on trial for the murder of Tupac. I don't think a lot of people realize that. He's on trial for murder, and he got a public defender. But his dude's legacy is so impactful, man. Why are you laughing, Kumar?
Good. Like, I'm laughing at how you said it. Like, he's on trial for murdering Tupac, right? This motherfucker got a public defender.
Right. He has a public, do they
got the death penalty in California?
Well, it's in Vegas.
No, it's Nevada.
Yeah.
Do they got
they
the
said
death
no.
penalty in Nevada?
They do, but I think his lawyer's initial argument was that he doesn't deserve the death penalty because, first of all, you still really don't know what happened. But according to his own testimony,
I'm saying he deserved it. I'm just saying.
No, that's legal. Legally, no, they ruled that out. I'm saying that they ruled it out already. Legally, they said no, he's not going to get the death penalty.
That damn thing talked himself into a case.
Right? Yeah, yeah,
he did.
His own testimony at least puts him in the car, right? Like, and it's like, bruh, but he had this proffer agreement in which he thought he had immunity, and he violated the proffer agreement. Apparently, he had this proffer agreement where he thought he was protected, but he talked himself into a trick bag, as they used to call it. So, I mean, if he did it, I don't know that he did it. I don't, the fact that he was dumb enough to say that he was involved in it, to me, might even justify him going to prison. Like, if I'm really going to come out right now and say, hey, man, remember the dude who got killed over here? I was driving. Right? Like, when they start handing out time and somebody say, Kev, you finna get some time too, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, damn, I kind of brought that on myself. Right? Even if he had this proffer agreement, I think he was trying to make some money and he thought he was protected, and he probably was getting paid. Vlad TV and all y'all got to watch what's happening, man. Vlad had Joe Smith, whose wife just came out. Y'all seen the controversy we talked about, which she was doing OnlyFans. She was a porn star. He was on Vlad not even a week later. And Vlad's like, okay, when did you meet her and how did you find out she's a porn star? Got to be careful. You got to watch how certain things function, how the media presents us, man. I'm going to get off of here, man. Y'all keep your head on the swivel. Please be safe. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I know we headed towards the ice and cold and the snow, man. You see they still driving Stolies crazy. Y'all be careful, and make sure you talk to your kids. That's the biggest thing you could do, That's it. And there's no catch-22 in that. Talk to your kids, man. Explain things to them. Answer their questions. Don't be quick. Don't be quick to jump on their head for everything. And I guess that's what I'm at when I see a sexy red or I see young sisters in the community like that. I'm starting to wonder, how do we help those girls? How do we help those women? How do we help them realize to aspire for something more? Like, I mean, if you say, well, riding in a car with a dude smoking weed, driving fast is fun. Like, that's what you want. Instead of some square dude with a job. That's a fucked up mentality. And you pregnant while you saying this. So I'm looking at we got to get these people some help, man. We got to help ourselves, man. That's the biggest takeaway, man. And all of us need help. So we got to be willing to help somebody else. Man, y'all make sure that y'all get y'all coats and hats together and donate. Go down to the House of Vitality. We get Courtney on here and she'll tell us where else the other drop-off point is. I'm looking forward to even just meeting people. I've done stuff like this with the Panthers where we gave away turkeys and used to take, kids shopping at Walmart on shopping sprees who had lost their parent to homicide. So I've seen the smile on the face of a person when you provide for them when they didn't know that they had something coming and they weren't expecting it. So it's a beautiful feeling. I'm looking forward to it. Man, think about where you put in your vote, man. Be an informed voter, right? Because it's coming up. Figure out what you want to do. But do something. Other than that, man, I'm out, man. And if your criticism of the black community outweighs your contribution, your mama should be ashamed and your daddy should have pulled out. Shout out to Willie D, man. It was his birthday, too, in November. He's a Scorpio. All right, man. Peace and love.